This episode of the podcast is brought to you by the amazing people over at Chop Chili Company. Guys, they are the original sponsor of this podcast, and I could not be happier to continue to be working with these guys. I get it. It's New Mexico. Everyone loves red, green, both. But this genuinely is my favorite brand of chili here in the state of New Mexico, and I love being able to partner up with these guys. They are absolutely phenomenal. Zane and the rest of the team at Chop Chili do an amazing job running that company, and they make an absolutely phenomenal product. And right now, they are running a very special promotional on their Instagram. Go check them out on Instagram. Go give them a follow. And as they post pictures with the hashtag Where's My Chili Challenge, if you can guess where in New Mexico that picture was taken, you can win not only free red or green chili, but also a free custom t-shirt directly from the company themselves. Again, go check them out on Instagram, give them a follow, check out their hashtag Where's My Chili Challenge. Win yourself some free chili, win yourself some free shirts. They are also available in Smith's, Albertsons, Sprouts, and a ton of other grocery stores in the state of New Mexico, as well as El Paso, and they are expanding out to West Texas. Again, thank you so much to Zane and the rest of his amazing team over at Chop Chili. Back to the episode. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by the amazing people over at High Desert Relief, a premier herbal destination right here in the state of New Mexico. They have extremely well-trained and knowledgeable staff that are more than happy to help you find what you're looking for or try something that you maybe have never thought of before. They have 2 locations right here in Albuquerque and a 3rd in Santa Fe. All 3 will be listed in the description of this episode below. All 3 locations offering legendary products at absolutely legendary prices, including this awesome merch that they were so kind enough to give me. They can be found at all 3 of the locations. Again, big thank you to all the people over at HDR. Back to the episode.
We're on, boys.
We're on live. Are we live? We are live. What is up, everybody? We are back in the
bro?
studio. Slums of Harvard, what's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up, man?
It's great to see all of you. And for long-time listeners of the podcast, we have a brand new guy. You guys are a brand new guy in the band.
Yep.
True.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Fucking happy to have you in here.
I'm pumped, dude. I love your setup. I think I told you that like 8 times already, but it's fucking sweet, dude.
Thank you very much, man. And I gotta say, I mean, I would feel disingenuous and not say this up front. I've listened to your guys' EP like 5 times now.
Really?
Nice.
Boys, fucking congratulations.
Hell yeah, thank you.
Sick, man.
Thanks, dude.
Appreciate it.
Fucking, it feels good to see my friends put out cool shit.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
How are you guys feeling? I mean, you've listened to it probably easily 30 times now.
probably more.
100.
How does it feel to you guys now to have that out in the ether now?
Happy, dude. Just relieved, right?
For real. But yeah, very happy. Relieved as fuck.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be nice just because like this is such a step up from like what we've done till now. You know, maybe I like it. Maybe a couple other songs in there, but like we're excited because this is like we're finally showing people like we can be at this level.
Yeah.
You know.
What'd you think on your first initial listen through?
Honestly, and I was telling Greg this, and I told a couple of you guys this after I listened to the fucking. Do you want a little more of that? Is that good?
No, that's perfect.
All right, so I was telling you guys this, and cheers, by the way, everybody.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Fucking
cheers.
Big cheers, boys. Cheers.
Exciting.
And you know what? I can't. That's good.
Yeah?
You're missing out. That is good shit.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good.
There we go, baby. Baby palate got it together. No, I gotta say, I'm not gonna say who because I don't want to put anybody on blast. I don't want to disrespect anybody publicly. But I had somebody booked for this fucking podcast to produce for the last 2.5 weeks because you know Joey's gone now.
Yeah.
Right. He's off on his military vacation, and so it's hard to find a producer now. And this certain guy, I had him do one because I had a bigger comedian come in from Casadas up in Bernalillo. And after that, he was like, dude, whenever you need a producer, I fucking got you. Like, this is awesome. I had so much fun. But I was like, oh, fucking yeah, sounds good. And I was like, all right, dude, I got a pod in fucking 2.5 weeks. Slums of Harvard, EP release. Like, this is a big one. Like, can you do this for me? And he was like, I got you, bro. Last night, and we were on the same. I don't want to say that. We saw each other last night.
Oh, really?
We saw each other last night. And
Bro, just say his name.
And he texts me.
Just call him a bitch.
He texts me. He is. I call him. I was like, that's kind of a bitch move, but I get it because he has college and shit. Fucking dork. But anyway, he literally at like at 6 o'clock at night, he goes, "Hey man, can't do it. Sorry." Damn. I'm like, all right, well, I have to pull out a fast one. And it turns out I should have gone with AJ anyway. So thank you, AJ.
Yes, thank you, AJ. Shout out to AJ Comedy.
Thank you very much. Actually, before we go further into the podcast, this weekend is the big EP release.
Yes, sir. Friday.
At Sister Bar.
Tomorrow, right? At 10 p.m. The album drops or the record drops? Right?
Yeah.
It should be out at midnight, but
Midnight?
yeah,
No,
East
10 p.m.
Coast
our time.
sometime. Yeah,
10 p.m. our time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So fuck yeah, it's gonna be out.
Yeah, tomorrow night officially the 6th, but then Friday night Sister Bar. We go on at 10. There's two other bands.
It'd be Lost in the Memory and Right
on Kid.
Right on Kid.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited. So when does the show actually start?
Doors are at 7. First band I think starts at 8, and then we go on at 10.
Okay,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Nice. And then, just because AJ's here, and obviously because I'm a comedian, if you aren't in the Albuquerque area, or for some reason you don't want to see live music, there's a fucking killer comedy show happening Friday and Saturday at Casada's Comedy Club. It's the Casada and Friends.
Yeah, Casada and Friends. It's going to be 12th, the Friday, at 7 p.m. That's the show that I'm on. There's also a 9:30 show. But get to that 7 p.m. show, guys. If you're out in Bernalillo, you'll get to see Stephen Michael Casada, Gomi from Breaking Bad.
Oh, nice.
You'll get to see your boy with him up there on stage. Very excited about this, but I'm more excited for this EP. Let's get back into it.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
All
go
right.
see AJ and then drive 45 minutes downtown.
That's honestly
come see
what-
us.
That's what I'm gonna do.
That's what I might actually end up doing, is dropping into his show, and then when he gets off stage, I'm just gonna fucking run out the back of the casino and
Fuck
go.
yeah.
There you go, man.
Just pull a double header.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Sounds
dude.
like a great fucking night, honestly.
So how does it feel? Because again, I'd have to agree with you that this is a huge step ahead for you guys.
Yeah.
Because you guys have been kind of getting away from sounding like a local band for the last like year and a half or so.
Yeah.
But this is miles ahead of what a lot of local people are putting out.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks,
Like,
man.
and that's
Appreciate it.
not shitting on anybody. That's just a fact. Like, it is miles ahead. Like, there's maybe only one or two other bands where I'm like, okay, they're at the same level.
Yeah.
But you.
Hell
fucking-
yeah.
bro.
So to answer your question, where I first thought about it, is I was fucking blown away.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, "There's no way it's these guys. There's no way that these guys are in my phone."
Like, this is AI for sure.
Like, yeah, for real. But
That's
how
all
does
we did, dude, was just literally punch in AI, like, yo, can you make a song for us?
Yeah.
I was pumped for your reaction though because you shoot it straight. You know what I mean?
That's
You've
what I was
told-
looking for, too, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There's no point. in
Yeah,
that.
you've told us when we have songs that you're not feeling as much. So when you said that you liked the EP, I was like, okay, that's
Yeah.
a good feeling.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, actually, I think the middle track, the title track, is my favorite.
Really?
And then the
That's
fourth,
crazy,
and then the
dude.
fourth one is really good.
She knows.
Yeah, she knows.
I
That
think
was-
we
Originally,
call-
we were going to call that song Adderall.
well, it made me feel like I was on Adderall, dude. I was fucking focused the whole time.
Hell yeah.
Fucking no, it was good, dude. But how's it feel for you guys to be? Because this is like, because Slums of Harvard's been around for what now? Like 6 years, 5 years? All right, he's retarded.
2017?
Okay.
No, 2018.
So that's,
18?
I think so. Well, that's like when we started like
Playing
playing. I
instruments.
guess if you want to
Yeah.
count when like Toby was in and shit like that.
Me and Nick joined. It's probably been about 4 years
Yeah.
since this lineup.
okay,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
this incarnation of
Yeah,
it,
for
4
sure.
years. It's very evident that you guys have been actually like paying attention to what you're good at, what you're weak at, compounding on the strengths.
Yeah.
And since for the last 4 years, you've only been putting out singles.
Right?
And to be complete,
Strategically.
has it been strategically?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had to work our way up to having a project.
Okay,
a
that's fair.
cohesive project.
That's what I was going to ask, because it seemed like they were only singles put out sporadically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there wasn't like a release schedule. There wasn't like a timetable. It's just like when we have it, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
If you put yourself on a timetable too early, and I'm experiencing this being a fucking beginning comedian. If I start out like I need to have this amount of time and this amount of time, it's like that project is not going to be as polished as it probably should be.
True.
Let it take the time that it needs. I get it, AJ. You're funny. You have something to say.
No. Due dates are important to not set for yourself when you're like in the creative process. For
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
100%.
But I mean, that was our whole plan last year. Like last year, we wanted to do like a song a month, you know.
Yeah.
And we were like, we had the actual like opposite view. We're like, if we set the date, we're
We'll
gonna get it done, right? Because
Interesting, okay.
especially with how we were doing things, like if we didn't have the date, we weren't gonna make a song in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doesn't matter if it was good or not.
I do think it's like setting that deadline, even though it can fuck with your creative process, like you're saying, and it did. But it did. There was
Yeah,
times
definitely.
where we're like, "Fuck, we have to make 2 songs. We have one good one, and we threw together another one."
Yep.
There's a lot of the shit like that we released. That's like we had a banger, but we had to go to the studio, so the second song was just eh.
Mhm.
But then I felt like we had to get to that point though, working up, releasing those singles, and seeing what worked. Like you said, finding like what our strengths were. Because there was a lot of songs that could have taken us different directions, but we realized that those weren't the sound, and we weren't good at going that direction, and we kind of veered back. So you know, when we started going from like All Night Long and going crazy to the 20-something, I like it.
20-something.
Vibe.
Well, I'm still a big fan of Nothing at All and Save Me. I'm still a big fan of those.
Yeah.
But I think 20-something was the like, not a hard right turn, but it was like you could tell the ship was turning around
For sure,
somewhere.
for
Like
sure.
it was going a certain direction. But now that it's out, nice. He's not even drunk
On
yet.
camera.
Nice. But now that this is out and you guys have been listening to it so much, is not to start on a negative per se, but is there already like internal conversations like, oh, next time that we do a song like this,
yeah,
this needs to
absolutely.
change, or this needs to, is there anything like that you want to talk about?
Dude, we sit so close to the painting.
Yeah.
It's like what Kenny said, right?
Yeah.
Like we're an inch away from
Bring that
it.
mic a little
So
closer. Feel free to pick it up, dude.
Yeah,
and,
so we're literally like an inch away from every song. Just like we're so tuned into it. So every little thing that we hear, you know, we're critiquing. Especially me sometimes, like on She Knows. There was this one part in the intro that was just driving me fucking off the wall,
Yeah.
dude. And
And
I was
none of
like,
us
dude,
can really hear it.
No one can hear it. Everyone's like, Greg, you're fucking stupid, dude. You just fucking get the. It's no big deal. But anyways, I was like,
Well-
no, dude, this shit's gotta get fixed. I'm telling you, it's killing my ears. I'm like, it's so.
Yeah.
We bugged Kenny like 4 times to get this shit adjusted, and obviously, I think at the end, like I called him and I was like, yo, dude, we gotta get this shit figured out somehow. And he's like, fuck, all right. So he knocked it out while we were on the phone, and then it was fine.
Well, it's like,
Hell
but
yeah.
then think about it like this. I can see how that could get annoying again when you're trying to create something and get something done. I could see the annoyance, but on the other hand, what's the alternative?
Right.
The alternative, like, nah, it's fine.
It bugs you
Yeah.
forever.
Or not even that, just
Yeah.
apathy. Where it's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll just put it out. It is what it is. No, you want someone, you want a
Yeah.
group of guys. I know you're all very critical of yourselves, which you should be, right? That's how you're going to get, one of the only ways you're going to get better. But you should have a group of guys where it's like, hey, we can still work on this.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one dude that's really hammering a point that maybe none of you thought or agreed with.
Yeah.
Like, no, but you should really. So how do you feel about that part of the song now?
It sounds good now. Yeah, I like it. I'm
All
fine
good.
with it. It sounds good. It went through so many iterations, bro. But I think it's at a spot.
And then we all hear different things that bother us
Yeah,
before it
exactly.
comes out. So like Nevin might hear something with the bass, and Greg hears the guitar intro, and I hear something with the vocals, and the other people don't hear it. But then by the time we all make our changes, then we're all fucking happy with it.
Yeah.
We can rest easy.
I think
With the
because
final
it is
mix.
good advice that Kenny gives of like don't stand too close to the painting. So you just got to like figure out like where to draw that line because sometimes it's true, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's like no, we kind of want that perfect, you know.
Yeah.
So I think what we figured out is you just got to like if he says like you're standing too close, let's take a couple days, let's listen to it.
Yeah.
If we can like get used to it and we're like all right, actually that does work or it's not that big of a deal. But if it does still bug us after that time, then usually we want to like change it.
And not for nothing, you guys aren't exactly paying a small amount of money to use the studio time and
Yeah.
to use not to use Kenny, but you're paying a good.
Oh,
amount
we're
of
using
money.
him.
You're paying a good amount of money for his time, so squeeze that as much as you can.
Yeah.
Get as much
Yeah.
juice out of that as humanly possible.
Yeah.
What I've been curious about it, and I'm not asking this in a negative way, but you have a brand new band member.
Yep.
Core band member left the band.
Yup.
And for cordial reasons, for what I understand. Zach's the shit. Still cool. Like, I fucking love that dude.
Yeah,
I
still
st-
cool.
I still talk to him every now and again. Great fucking guy. But now that you're working with a brand new piece of the puzzle, and I'd love to hear your input on this as well as a newcomer coming in. What is that? How has that creative process changed? And then what does it look like now that you have a new component to this whole, or a new number in this whole equation?
Dude, when Zach left the band and we were like, we got to find a new bass player, me and Evan talked over and over again. Like, that's cool. Like, we can get a new band member. There's like, they got to fit in with everyone. They have to be good. But the main thing me and Evan were worried about is, like, we want someone who can really help write songs. Someone who's just not going to just play the bass with what we write, but it's going to have, like, ideas. And before Greg even joined the band, he was already sending all kinds of demos to us and stuff. And I
A
was
lot like you were.
Well,
Exactly.
let's tell the story about how we didn't even think about Greg for months.
I'm a dumbass, dude. I'm a fucking idiot. So I'm like, so Ezra was playing with us, right? You remember Ezra played like
Yeah,
4.
you had a hard on for Ezra. You're like,
Ezra
this is the
Still
guy.
do.
That
guy's hot.
Ezra, Ezra's a legit musician. You know this. You've seen him play with us, and he's on tour in like Nashville and shit right now.
Your episode is coming out soon, by the way, Ezra. I swear to God, it's coming out soon.
Hell yeah.
I've been
Shout
backed
out-
up.
Shout out Ezra.
We recorded an episode like a month and a half ago.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Ezra's a badass, though, and so when Ezra came in and joined or started playing with us for a few shows, I was like, oh, this is fucking sweet. Because, like, it was right away. We didn't have to go through having someone that, like, didn't know how to play bass. He was a nasty guitar player, so he was ripping bass. And I was like, oh, this is easy. We're good. But then Ezra was busy. He has a lot of other projects and stuff. And Greg was already sending us a bunch of... Oh, and then so Greg was sending me a text. He was texting me, bro. And he was all, hey, bro, if you want to get together and jam on guitar, let me know.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, fuck, that sounds like fun, but I'm kind of fucking busy looking for a new bass player. I didn't even fucking think about,
That is so fucked
yeah,
up.
dude, I'm like, it sounds fun and all, but like, dude, we're kind of looking for a bass player right now. I didn't even fucking put it together that it's like, duh, he's right there, you idiot, texting you.
The dude's hitting on you.
Yeah.
Take him on a date.
Yeah, dude, I was like, what a retard. And then it like hit me. We were playing beer pong at Molly's parents' house, and we were talking, and I was just like, I'm retarded. Like, he could play a fucking bass. Like, and I started talking to him about joining. And then, but Ezra was still playing with us. So it wasn't like Greg was fully in yet, but then Greg started sending us a bunch of demos, and he was doing a bunch of writing. And we were like, oh, shit. This
and
could
then
be a
the
good
night
thing.
that he was telling Greg about it, he's like, yeah, bro, we would love to have you in it or whatever.
Yeah,
and then
Leroy.
Greg goes and
Oh,
tells
yeah.
Leroy, he goes, dude, I heard you guys might be looking for a bass player. He goes, nah, bro, we got
Yeah,
Ezra.
Ezra.
We love him. And Greg's all, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was
Sick.
fucking stupid. I felt like an idiot, dude.
That's what, the first band practice. He shows up, and Leroy's like, oh, we chose.
Dude. Yeah, it was funny.
But how's that been? Because you mentioned before we started, we were waiting on these guys, by the way.
Hey, I was on the highway with the overheated truck, all right?
Yeah, well,
Had coolant all over me.
well, okay, that happens, I guess. Yeah, that's a good excuse, actually. But you've played in bands before, right?
Yeah.
So how much
Yeah.
experience did you have playing in a band, writing music, playing an instrument before entering this project?
Yeah, so I used to play in, so let me back up. So I used to be in a couple bands back in like Gallup because that's where I grew up.
Sad
And
town.
I know, dude. All there really is booze and
Heroin and natives. That's it. That is it. Am I wrong?
That's all three.
The Holy Trinity, bro.
yeah, they have a lot of metal out there too. So,
This is true. Yeah.
So I was in a couple metal bands back in the day, like back in high school, dude. And you know, there was one band I was in. We used to call ourselves Defined, and we opened up for some good acts like In This Moment. And,
Oh, what the fuck?
yeah,
Did you
dude.
meet the chick?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we played with them twice, actually.
Nice.
So it was pretty sweet. And we also played with, oh my God, dude, I'm trying to remember who else. There was another big act. Power Man 5000. I don't know if you know them. That's
Yeah, that's Rob Zombie's kid.
Yeah, yeah.
They were, dude,
Yeah,
they
dude.
were like the face of, what was it, the very first WWE Raw versus SmackDown game?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they were like the face of that soundtrack.
Pretty
That's
much.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Yeah, good for you,
So
dude.
we played with them before.
Where
and,
at?
It was basically all these gigs back in Gallup, like at the Juggernaut and all these other smaller spots. But,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Yeah, but like a lot of what I was telling these guys is a lot of these musicians out there are super fucking talented, dude. Like I was playing with people that were leagues better than me. I felt like like
Where are they
that's-
at? What's their number?
The Craigslist ad.
yeah, no shit. I basically learned everything from them, like how to write songs, how to write riffs, how to like really connect with people and just write shit that just fucks, So I did that for a good while, then I stopped, and then when these guys were looking for a bass player, I just kind of had the itch again to, to play and write shit. It's a little different from what I'm used to writing, but I still love doing it.
That's the next name of the new EP, by the way. Whenever that comes out, we write shit that fucks.
Yeah.
That's the new name.
Exactly.
Are you on all of the songs on the EP?
I had my hand in all of them, like writing wise, yeah.
So how long have you been with them for? How long has it been now?
How long now? Since June? July?
No, July.
I don't
I
know.
want to say.
Well, you played State Fair. Was your first show?
So July.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
first show, but we started writing
Mhm.
together, I think, like in July. I
Yeah.
want to say, because we recorded Deadbeat, right?
Yep.
Like the middle of July or something like that. So.
And you basically sent that song finished.
No shit.
And just to put this out here real quick while we're on the subject, most of the EP was written and recorded by Greg.
Yeah. Greg
I mean,
is a
these
big,
guys had a
big
lot
part
of
of it.
input. Like these guys had a lot of input,
Like,
dude. I feel like all
This
three
song,
of
he
them,
would
like-
bring complete songs and shit. It was amazing. It was
Oh,
fucking incredible.
Yeah, like
so,
Deadbeat. That one was basically done, like you said. Stay Down. Another one that was kind of already kind of.
And that was the first one I wrote.
Stay Down
That
is
took me a
dope.
long time, dude.
Which is the one with the video at?
That's
That's
Deadbeat.
Deadbeat.
Yeah.
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 You
Yeah.
can tell that there's a different vibe
Yeah.
in that one from like the songs before. Besides, I mean, Leroy is Leroy on it, but you can tell that like the
Nice.
the sound.
Well, even Leroy, like
even Leroy is different.
I was telling
Yeah.
him on the phone, like he had to pull something different out to
Yeah.
figure out how to do that song.
Well, the
and it
thing,
was good.
too,
you got him.
I- that verse,
You got this
though.
dude gyrating on camera and everything. Dude.
Yeah, no, for real.
That was so funny.
The thing about
filming that.
Leroy's vocals and shit. The thing about Leroy's vocals, I feel like there's a lot of different beats in the fucking. There's a lot of hip hop influence. I feel like Deadbeat, for instance, it's got like a breakbeat kind of sound to it, so it makes Leroy's verses like pop a little more. You know what I mean? Like everything he says just a little more enunciated and shit. So
Yeah.
How
that
and,
helps out a lot.
this could totally be a misfire of a question, but how much of the Beastie Boys do you guys listen to?
Dude, I'm a huge Beastie Boys fan, and no one else in the band fucking likes the Beastie Boys. And there's so many Beastie Boys songs that are right up our alley.
Because I felt like there's a lot of Beastie Boys
Yeah.
in this, and like I wouldn't say like old school Eminem and like the violence, but just like in like how Eminem would add like more like underground like tech rock
Yeah,
into
I
his.
know exactly what you're
you know what I
talking
mean?
about.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of that in there that I
Yeah.
fucking enjoy
Yeah.
a lot.
Almost how like the Eminem show had like a lot of electric power chords, guitars and power chords, and like real drum sounds and shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And so when you play your first set at the State Fair, how did that feel?
Good, man. Honestly, I wasn't nervous until we got on stage, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't remember the
Like,
songs."
this is
Dude,
real.
So he just joined, and the State Fair's our longest set. So we had to play a 2-hour set.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you
he
guys got
wasn't
close to
He
2
wasn't
hours.
supposed to play the gig.
Oh,
That was
and
supposed
he
to be
wasn't
Ezra.
supposed to play it.
Well, y'all got fucked last year, right? Wasn't it last year where they were like, "Hey, play your like hour 15-minute set." You got done, and then they were like,
No,
Hey,
Leroy.
fucked us.
So what happened with
He
that?
didn't read the contract, and he thought we only had to play a certain amount of time. And then we got off stage. We're all happy, about to go get some beers, and they're all, "Get the fuck back out there! What are you doing?" And we're like, "What the fuck do you mean?" And they're all, "You guys have to play another 40 minutes." And we were like, "We don't know any more songs," so we just started over.
Yep.
Because everyone's all, "Do you know this song? No. Do you know this song? I don't remember that song. Do you know that one? No." So we're like, "Fuck, we're just gonna have to start from the top," and we just started over.
That actually okay. That's something I wanted to ask you guys. So there's a lot of older songs that you guys no longer play. It's not even on your Spotify anymore.
Oh,
Do
man.
you guys look back at those older songs and like take more lessons out of that? Like, okay, we really fucked this up. We really fucked this up. Because I come at this like when I'm writing jokes now. Like, I'm only a year and a half into it.
Yeah.
But when I'm writing jokes now, like brand new material, I find old shitty jokes that were just like horrible, like horrible open mic bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh well, 90% of this joke is dog shit, but this little thing in here can apply to this. So I'm just gonna surgically remove that, transplant it into this, and that makes this joke a little bit better.
Yeah.
Do you find any of that from older songs, or do you just look at older songs like I don't even want to go near that anymore?
There's
I
a
don't wanna
bunch of
touch
old
that.
songs that I can tell what we were trying to do.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and I'm like, yeah, the idea was there. We just weren't good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like at the time, it's like it wasn't bad for at the time.
Yeah, it's like the best we could
like
do.
our first song, the first couple songs that we put out, they were bad, but they weren't like bad for the time, like because we hadn't even played guitars, like we were just learning how to play guitar.
Process, right?
Our drummers learned how to play drums. That's insane.
Yeah.
And so like at that level, it wasn't terrible, but yeah, looking back, like there are things that we'll pull, like especially from. Like in like Deadbeat, like how it pauses for like Leroy's verses and stuff like that. We do that a lot now in verses where we leave a lot of space for vocals. We'll add the guitar coming in halfway through, that kind of stuff. Just giving the song more dynamic, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Those old songs served a purpose though, as much as a lot of them suck.
They're building blocks.
I remember when I heard, like you said, a song that's not even on Spotify anymore, "Drugs I Took." And do you remember that song?
Yeah.
We used to play it live. That song got me fucking hyped. That was before I joined the band. And I was like, I want to play with these guys. When I heard that song, I thought that was the shit. And we don't even play that song anymore, and it's not even on Spotify.
Well, and that's called growth, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That is called fun. No, good for you guys. And so now that this is a fully functioning machine as a band, like, no, I'm not going to ask that yet. Just kidding. This EP, what was the idea behind it? What was the concept? What was the, like...
Take it away, brother.
Yeah, what were you thinking about going into it?
Bro, so do you remember playing like Madden 04 or Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and shit like that?
Yeah.
Me personally, dude, when I was
Tony looked at me like, you never played Madden in your life, you fucking pussy.
Fucking bitch.
No, I was more of a Tony Hawk guy.
Yeah, but let me put it this way. Like, you remember all those like early 2000 era fucking video games and shit, and like the music that were in all of those fucking games? That's basically the concept. I feel like personally with all the riff writing and the arrangements and shit, like we're trying to make every single song sound like as if it can go on like Madden 03, 04, EA Sports games or some shit like that. Because I mean, that shit's nostalgic, bro. That early 2000 era pop punk, little emo like kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and these guys were already covering that music already, like doing like Fall Out Boy, Sum 41.
Yo.
Good Charlotte,
Blink,
so we kind of wanted to kind of match that vibe. Like, the songs have a lot more depth and dynamics and shit like that, but they're not hard songs, There's still a vibe, you know what I mean? So I think that was the concept with like all the writing and shit.
And is that a lot of what you grew up listening to?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
That type of music?
Oh, yeah.
Well, because that's the compliment I give these guys a lot, is like, it's easy, because again, those are easy songs to learn. Like, back when I thought I could play guitar, that's the shit that I learned when I was trying to figure out how to use a guitar.
Yeah,
like,
Green Day and Blink songs.
Green Day, Blink 182, Good Charlotte, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Amazing bands, but the difference is if you're going to actually play music and you're going to look at those as a template or as an inspiration, but you don't actually enjoy that music, you don't truly love that music, you're going to come off as a pale imitation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're going to come off as a fucking poser, for lack of a better term,
sure,
right?
for sure.
But these, like, you guys actually enjoy that. That's what you grew up listening to.
And I feel like there's like a big, like, I guess you can say like renaissance. Like,
There is.
There's a resurgence with that type of shit, right?
For sure.
Yeah,
It's so smart. It's like you see people getting on TikTok, like all the Y2K movies.
Yes, dude, you nailed it.
It's like,
nailed it.
It's
Yeah.
just it's perfect. It's honestly dope to hear you.
Yeah.
That's where you like came.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
The second wave.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed like the Deftones, bro? Like how they're coming back. They're making a big wave all over again. Like TikTok's all over that shit.
Well, I mean, Deftones coming back, Oasis, they're going back on a
Yes,
tour.
dude.
Like, I'm waiting for Theory of a
Limp
Dead Man to
Bizkit.
get their shit
I
together.
kinda don't
Fucking
like it a
Blink
little
dropped
bit
a new
just 'cause
album.
Yep.
It's like my comfort music, and I hate that everyone's fucking.
Is fucking with it now?
Oh, yeah. You're one of those.
Champagne Supernova when I'm drunk. You guys don't get to fucking ruin TikTok. Fuck off.
It's a fucking 18-year-old TikToker just.
It's hilarious.
See, it's funny you bring that up because my barometer for how young somebody is how old were you when the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man came out? And then when they say, I was born in 2004, I was like, wait a
Yeah.
minute. What the
fuck?
fuck?
When did that come out? Like 02, right?
Yeah, 02.
Yeah.
02, like May 02. I remember that, bro. I remember watching that movie in theaters, bro.
Same. That was the first. Well, no. The first movie I saw in theaters was some fucking Elmo bullshit. But the first real movie that I saw in theaters was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And dude, well, I have it. I don't know if I think it's in the garage, but I have an original printing of the Spider-Man poster where he's like peeking behind the wall, and in his lens for his eyepiece, you see the Twin Towers.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling us this.
Yeah, I have that original
No
printing
way.
downstairs somewhere. Yeah, I bought it at the mall for like, they didn't know what, obviously they didn't know what the fuck they had.
Yeah.
It was like $25. Ooh. Yeah, and I asked him like, is this a reprint or is this like the real? He's like, yeah, some guy traded it in like 3 weeks ago for store credit, and yeah, no, it's the real thing. I'm like, this is the real thing. He's like, yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm buying it now. Thank you.
Holy
Damn.
shit.
I was like,
That's wild.
I didn't want to be an
Because
asshole.
they weren't able to put that
Yep.
poster out.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's that one. That's that first one right there. Yep.
That was before Osama.
That was during Osama, you fucking idiot. No, see, no, what that was, it was right after we were funding him, and it was right before we were trying to kill him. It was that sweet spot where Osama bin Laden was still happy with his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The good days.
But yeah, shut the fuck up.
Cancel. I'm
The
just
Bush
kidding.
era,
It's a
baby.
joke.
Well, because have you seen that original trailer that accompanied that poster?
No.
It's
Well,
okay.
maybe I have.
Okay,
but
so
it's
look
been a
up
long
on YouTube, AJ. Look up Spider-Man 2002 Twin Towers trailer. It would have been so cool to have to see this in theaters, but after that whole whoopsie happened, that planned whoopsie, in my opinion. But when the whole whoopsie happened, they pulled that. They pulled the poster from all of the theaters. They pulled the trailer from like TV spots and
That's
theater
crazy.
spots.
They did the same thing for
yep.
Men in Black 2.
Oh no, shit!
Wait, he swung from the towers in
No,
the movie?
watch. So skip forward like maybe 15 seconds or so, and then put the sound on, or just go to where right before it spikes. Just go right before it spikes. Yeah. Right here.
Oh,
So there's a bunch of bank robbers trying to fly away. Is this on the stream?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So they're trying to fly away. They stole a bunch of money. And now they're caught in a web. And as it pans out, right in between the two towers
Oh, wow.
is Spider-Man's
That was
giant
bad
web.
timing.
I don't see the problem.
No, I don't see the fucking problem either.
I think it would have been cool.
That would have been sick to have that in the actual movie. So what were you saying about Men in Black?
Apparently, there's a scene where they had the Twin Towers in there, too, and they did the exact same thing. Where
Can you
they
try and
kinda
find
pulled-
that Men in Black 2 with the Twin Towers?
Why take them out?
That's what I hear. Hearsay.
I think just the sentiment and morale was so bad at that time. They
Well,
didn't
it
Here we
was-
go. Men in Black Twin Towers. There it is. Twin Tower scene.
Oh, is it just a... Oh, is
Oh,
it,
it's a cartoon?
I didn't know. I didn't think it was the cartoon, but I thought it was in Men in Black 2, the movie.
oh, they
but-
predicted the Twin Towers?
Not that they predicted it, but
That's what
allegedly there was like a scene or something like that where they had the Twin Towers in there, and then later on they took it out or something.
So
like
we have
that.
a really
I don't know.
bad incarnation of Will Smith.
Look,
That's funny.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Oh.
I don't think they're gonna be so tall anymore.
Series predicted the 9/11 terrorist attacks in '97.
That's funny. Well, all right, you could kill that, AJ.
What's happening with that?
That was my fault. I will say this. I am very proud of America, and I'm very proud of our public discourse. I'm very glad that at a bare minimum, most people accept now that 9/11 was orchestrated by our own government. A little bit deeper than that, a lot of people now acknowledge that it was funded by the Saudis. And that, I would never say that 9/11 was our fault, but we didn't exactly do anything to prevent it from happening.
Yeah, I'd say we let it happen. Say everyone, they knew exactly what was going to happen, and then they let it happen.
Well, because so when I was a little kid, like my dad, that fucking asshole was still in my life. He was super into politics and super into whatever, and that's obviously why I turned out the way that I turned out. But I remember going to his work. We went to his office on a Saturday, and he had this book that he checked out from the public library downtown. It was called The Man Who Knew About 9/11. And I could never find this book.
Alex
I
Jones.
can't find it again. But it was some fucking NSA employee, like high-level employee, who knew about 9/11 and was sending all these reports to the CIA and to the Pentagon saying, like, hey, like, the fucking Saudis are funding Al Qaeda, or what would have become Al Qaeda, right? They're funding these guys to attack our Twin Towers. They already tried the Twin Towers in the 90s, so we know that they're kind of vulnerable. But they're trying to do this already. They're going to do it this year. Like, we need to fucking prevent this from happening. And then it was I finished that story. I remember my dad, it took him like an hour and a half because he was a fucking nut. Now that I think about it more and more, what he would do is he got the book and he was printing off, like copying it, every page of the book. He's like, this book is going to get banned. We're going to fucking, yeah. So then in March, like, look up real quick, Alex Jones talking about 9/11. Go on Google for this because you have to find an article probably. Alex Jones, 9/11, March of 2001. Because way early in 2001, he was like, hey, they're going to hit the Twin Towers. This is what's going to happen. And nobody fucking paid attention to him. Go to all. And then let's see. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah.
Which one? This one?
No, maybe not that one. No. Oh my God. See, this is how fucking curated. Yeah, try that one. Yeah, play that.
Gotta go to Rumble for the truth.
Put it on the screen over here.
It's before he went bald.
This is back when Alex Jones was, still.
Sneaking into the Democratic convention and shit.
Call Washington. Tell them to call off the attack. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad that you could join us today for this Wednesday, July 25th.
Scroll forward a little bit.
Broadcast.
No, like in the video. Like move forward a little bit in the
That
video.
was July? Holy shit.
The globalists want to bring down. They will use wanted to blow things up, but you have blown things up, and that you're saying that 4 million of us are going to die and we need martial law, the Associated Press. One of your little drills you had.
Oh yeah, pause it. So the U.S. Army, they were performing drills on what would happen if the Twin Towers got attacked by airplanes, right before it fucking happened. Mm-hmm. So that's what he's referencing to.
Yeah.
So play it, skip forward a little bit.
If you pull this. And I won't want you to believe Alex Jones. I want you to go get these news stories off my website. I want you to call these major newspapers. I want you to find out these statements were true by the White House about preparing for martial law. And I want you to let them know that if there is any terrorism, we know who to blame. The point is, if any terrorism comes, it's from this government. And if there was an outside threat like a Bin Laden, who was a known CIA asset in the 80s, running the Jihadi war, whose family builds all the military bases over in Saudi Arabia right now, sits at the board of Iridium Satellite. He's the boogeyman they need. This Orwellian phony system. I want the White House numbers up there now. A big part of the solution, after you research all the government terrorism and check out what I'm saying is true, call the White House.
Okay, you're good from there. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's just fun to
I know,
watch.
it's crazy.
It's
It blows
just
my fucking mind.
I'm just glad that America is like more accepting to the fact that our government may or may not be corrupt.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this in front of, let's say, four of my favorite Kamala Harris voters.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just very happy to be able to bring you guys to the truth now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's so many conspiracy theories on 9/11 though. I mean, it's hard to like look the other way on it. You know what I mean? It's like like the Building 7 thing. It's like that
Tower
just fell.
7.
Tower
Yeah.
7. The whole Pentagon thing where it didn't hit like the accounting section or whatever.
Yeah. So what
Fuck
happened?
up all the paperwork, and then now they like could wipe out 2 trillion, which was the cost of the war in Afghanistan.
Well, when you need a new print, basically what it turned into, they turned Iraq and Afghanistan, and Syria, and kept going on in Libya and Yemen, turned them into money printing businesses.
Yep.
It's like, well, here we are.
Yep.
And of course, when they do that botched pull out of Afghanistan, like, well, what's next? Well, Joe Biden and his family has a pretty good oil business over in Ukraine. Why don't we go ahead and go over there and maybe coax Russia into invading? Have you guys seen the video? We brought this up. No, it didn't go on the podcast for the debate. Me and Springer were watching it beforehand. Have you seen the video of Lindsey Graham talking about all the fucking minerals they need to get out of Ukraine and keep away from Russia?
No.
Have you seen that? Do you know who Lindsey Graham is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we okay, look go on YouTube real quick and look up Lindsey Graham Ukrainian minerals. This fucking gay Southerner is out here talking about saying the truth out loud.
Is he gay? Or you just calling him gay?
No, he definitely sounds gay. We need to get those minerals out of Ukraine.
What did you say? Somebody
So Lindsey Graham Ukraine
Ukraine.
minerals. Yeah, it is absolutely fucking insane. It's like they're saying the real shit out loud.
Just the reason why the war's going on.
Yeah. So that first one right there. Yeah, that first one. Oh, it's a fucking ad. I will never pay for YouTube Premium, by the way.
You will.
Sitting on a gold mine to give Putin 10 or 12 trillion.
Okay, scroll back like 10 seconds.
That he will share.
You go to where it spikes. Yeah, go to where it spikes. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with democracy or with their sovereignty or human rights. Let's take a listen to how Senator Graham explains why we should be super committed to Ukraine.
They're sitting on 10 to 12 trillion dollars of critical minerals in Ukraine. They could be the richest country in all of Europe. I don't want to give that money and those assets to Putin to share with China. If we help Ukraine now, they can become the best business partner we ever dreamed of. That 10
Yeah, I've
to
seen
12
this.
trillion dollars
Yeah,
of critical
I mean, I've
mineral
heard about
assets
this before.
could be used by Ukraine and the West, not given to Putin and China. This is a very big deal how Ukraine ends. Let's help them win a war we can't afford to lose. Let's find a solution to this war. But they're sitting on a gold mine to give Putin 10 or 12 trillion dollars of critical minerals.
All right, that's about it right there.
Share with
So yeah, that's why tens of thousands of young Ukrainian and Russian men have died. Because we need to get those minerals out of Ukraine. We need to keep them out of Russia. They are going to be our best business partner, Toby.
Crazy, bro.
I don't know. It's just, it's fucking insane. And that's why, and not in a fruity way, but that's why I'm glad that I'm friends with so many fucking smart and talented, creative people that are bringing out good shit like you guys have. So I can just distract the schizophrenic insania that's going on in my brain. Because that's all I fill my fucking head with.
Oh yeah, I
Is
feel you,
that
bro.
shit.
I feel you. I feel you. I know.
It's just fucking bananas, man. I don't know.
It's crazy how we just have to be in war. Like, there has to be war.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Well, okay, so my whole thing about that is like, well, I'm glad Trump got elected. I am, because the alternative was just your drunk aunt at Thanksgiving. You know, she's like 3 bottles deep, telling you about how to run foreign policy. Like, that's not good. Now, if I was a Palestinian, I'd be shitting my fucking pants because they're never gonna get free. But whatever. But no, maybe we can get out of Ukraine. Maybe we can stop fucking. And that's what I hate. That's one of the only complaints I had about that debate that I did on Monday night. Yeah, I did on Monday night. Because I get it. The money we're funding into Ukraine is only like a percentage, like a small percentage of our national budget or whatever, our defense budget. But on the other hand, it's like, what if you had $170 billion to pump into this country? Like, a couple years ago, or more than a couple actually at this point, but a few years ago, I was driving up to fucking Denver. Me and my chick are going up to Denver. We know how shitty the roads are in New Mexico. Mm-hmm. They're fucking terrible here. Yeah. They're horrible. You get into Colorado, it's like you cross the state line. It's like smooth sailing the whole time, just fucking smooth. It's like, well, what if they just pump that money into our infrastructure?
I know.
And then our insurance payments weren't fucking. Yeah. My insurance is fucking ridiculous. It's almost $200 fucking a month.
Yep.
Just for car insurance.
Right. Crazy, bro.
Yeah. So I don't know.
World sucks. Fucking politicians sucks.
Preaching to the choir here.
You guys did fucking drop an EP, or you guys are dropping an EP though.
He's like, back to the fun shit.
Well, hey, speaking of videos, what'd you think about the Deadbeat video?
We're around to hear the greatness of it, right? To have it.
Yes.
Can you pull it up so people can find the music video for these guys?
Yeah.
On their YouTube page.
Hell yeah.
You guys, what is so the Spotify Wraps came out, the artist rap for the year.
Yep.
What's the progression like? Is it crazy to see like from 4 years ago to now? Like, I see you guys are up like in thousands of like monthly.
Yeah, do you guys have that screenshot for your?
Yeah, I have it right.
Because even on the podcast, this is the biggest year. Thank God, it's the biggest year that I've had. But
Hell yeah.
even this year was like, oh shit, like more people are paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had 19,000 listeners, 383,000 streams. 13,000 hours listened and 129 countries.
That's what I've been meaning to ask you guys.
How many countries?
129.
I didn't even know there were that many.
Thought
I thought
there
there was
was
like 8 maybe.
What the fuck do you think happened with I Like It?
dude.
What
We still don't really
happened?
know.
Yeah, it didn't. It was kind of a slow burn at first too.
Well, because
That
what?
song's amazing.
Well, 'cause-
That's like the one that's added into my library on.
Thanks.
Hell yeah, thanks,
and that's
bro.
the one, like, almost all those numbers are from that song.
Yeah.
Well, because what? Well, no, but what happened with that song? Do you think? And what analytics did you get out of that?
Dude, there was a lot of streams coming from New York.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of East
I didn't
Coast.
know that.
There was a lot of streams coming from overseas too, though, for that one.
That's where it matters, though. They say the last place you get famous is in your hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's crazy.
Really?
That's crazy.
I have heard
No
that.
way.
That's crazy.
For music-wise, I would say we're getting kind of lit here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So,
That's
yeah,
tight.
music-wise, they say the last place that people start to realize usually is your hometown.
Well,
Wow.
being
I
the
wonder
most
why.
famous
Because they
entertainer.
view you as a local band.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being the
People
most.
want to repost it. They're like, "Oh, this is a SoundCloud band or something." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the I see what you're saying, and I agree with that. But also, being the most famous entertainer in New Mexico is like being the smartest kid with Down syndrome. All right, like you're not. You're
Hey,
not
bro.
exactly.
That's pretty good.
But I don't know. But it is. So have you guys? Because I know you guys did your first out of state gig. What in 23? Right? Was it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you guys been looking into like getting out of state more and traveling
We
more?
actually just got hit up from this video to play 2 back-to-back shows in Texas.
Where at?
So Houston and Huntsville.
No,
We don't have
shit.
dates set yet, but we're trying to get a couple more too to make it worth it, like a whole weekend tour.
Right,
So
that's a
try to
long
play-
drive, so
Yeah.
we're trying to get a few more shows.
Try to play 3 or 4 shows.
Well, Houston's
pass
what?
it through.
8 hours?
I think
No,
it's farther than
it's
that.
like 12.
11 or
It's
12.
like
Yeah.
13, bro.
Oh no
Yeah,
shit.
it's far,
I've been to
dude.
Austin, and then from Austin, it's like 3 hours from there. Or something.
That's
yeah,
fair.
We need
it's
a jet.
It's a good drive for sure.
You guys ready for? There's the video.
Are we going to play the video?
Well, no, you don't have to play the video.
Yeah,
I
that's
just wanna-
4 minutes.
Yeah, I just want to show where
Oh, cool.
where people can find it. I'll
Yeah.
put it in the description of this video.
Hell
And,
yeah.
and shout out to
T-Baby,
T Baby for doing this video. He did this all on iPhone. Fucking killed it.
Yep.
How much? Obviously, like you don't have to give out price points or anything, but was it a significant difference? Because like the first major video you guys shot was all night long.
Yep.
And I remember seeing the behind the scenes of that and talking to you guys about it, how it was like a full like movie set. There were like railings set up for cameras running around. You had bitches in the back. You had a pool, bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah, dude.
And then for this one, I mean, the quality's fucking amazing.
On iPhone.
On an
iPhone,
like,
bro.
was the budget difference noticeable?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
had
it was
to have been,
definitely
right?
cheaper for sure.
Definitely-
We got
definitely.
the friend discount.
Yeah.
Signed
Def-
off on Leroy being all the way up on that forklift.
Yeah.
yeah. Right there.
Wait, bro.
T Baby.
T Baby crushed it, bro, in his cameos. He
Yep.
did great.
He was so happy for that.
So why a skate park? Because it looked cool.
It looked
Because
cool.
it was
Yeah.
2000s.
We
Yeah.
also
pretty
we
much.
were also kind of referencing the what's the Michael Jackson song? The Ant Farm
Alien
video.
Ant Farm?
Yeah.
No, you're thinking Sum 41.
No, it's Alien Ant
No,
Farm.
it's also that one.
It's Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal, Alien.
Smooth Criminal, yeah. So there's a couple of videos that do a skate park thing, but it was I don't know, it's just a cool kind of
Okay, fair enough.
visual. That's all we were going for.
Fair enough.
Some 41 does it too.
Okay, so was that-
Sum
cool, right?
41 does it, yeah.
Thank you for bringing up the video because that was going to be one of my later questions
Fat
too.
Lip has-
When you guys burned one of, and I have that shirt
Yeah,
in my
I know.
closet still.
The
Was
OG
that
shirt.
on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be different. T Baby thought T Baby lit it on fire too early before he was recording.
Yeah, so we soak it in fucking lighter fluid. And then like
They
Maddie's
wanted
the
it to
one
be a pride flag, but the guy making the video was like, "No, we can't do that."
But so Maddie's gonna like light it, and T Baby's all right, let's do a practice run or whatever. And then so she like lights it. It starts on fire, big old flame, and T Baby's all right, put it out. Let's do the real one. We're like,
Oh,
what are you
what?
talking about? The real one?
It's soaked in lighter fluid. Yeah, we were like off camera with the hose, ready to go. Just like it was windy as shit, and we had all those shirts soaked in lighter fluid.
Tonight at
Like-
6, a local alternative band has
Yeah.
set a skate park on fire.
Yeah.
They managed to set cement on fire, ladies and gentlemen.
Local band
It was
dies.
still a full day shoot. It It was like the same time frame though between the different videos.
Well, that's a good point. Like people see, even just with movies, but it's like with short films, like, oh, it's only 15 minutes long. It's only 4 minutes long. This maybe took like an hour to film. How long did it take to film that music video?
About 10 hours.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What,
And, like,
8 a.m. to what, 5, 6?
Yeah.
3 different locations. We did the skate park, and then we did Johnny's house. That's the scenes with like Nevin doing the therapy, and then we did the shop. Mm-hmm. Everything else is in the backyard of Nevin's sheet metal shop.
No shit.
Yeah, with the tractor.
Yep.
Everything. That was a last minute decision. We're like, we should raise that motherfucker up and put you guys on it. It looked pretty cool. That was Nick's idea.
Yeah, I look like a fucking monkey in the background. All this shit.
Glasses in the video, dude.
Yeah, I look like a fly.
Yeah. I thought the video came out good though.
Yeah,
No, it
he
came
did
out-
a great job,
cool.
man.
It came
TJ
out
crushed it for
fucking
sure.
great, man. And it's stuff like that where you're not only getting smarter about how you're using your resources, where you're putting your money to, but obviously I'd imagine a lot of the editing, the attention to detail was on T-Baby.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right, but
Yeah, he put in hours, dude. Hours.
Yeah.
being able to leverage your resources properly and
Yeah.
turn this into something that is like, no, people really should see this.
Yeah.
We're not that you did do this in the past, but like, you know, it's less of like this should have a music video. But like, no, but we have an idea. This came out really great. Let's really put time and effort into this to making this a fucking thing. And I know I ask you guys this almost every time you come on, but I'm curious to see the progression. Is there a plan moving forward? Like, is there a roadmap? Is there like, okay, we're done with the EP. What's the next one look like?
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of up in the air a little bit right now because, like, we got to wait to see the response from this. Like, we know that this is, like, way better than everything we've done. And it's, like, we haven't gotten a lot of opportunities from what we've done so far. So that's why we kind of have to wait for the response from this one.
And is that because of the quality of what you've been putting out? Because a lot of the stuff
Probably.
because a lot of stuff you guys have been putting out is great. Like, there's a lot of your songs before this EP that I genuinely love. Like, I genuinely think is good shit.
Yeah.
Right? But is it, okay, is it quality, but we haven't figured out exposure? Is this just shit, so nobody's looking at it? Like, what's your thought process on that? Because obviously I'm biased, but like, I would imagine a lot of it's because you're a smaller band.
Yeah.
Because there aren't a lot of eyes on it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The catch-22 is to get a booking agent, you have to have a lot of streams. Mm-hmm. And so I like it had a lot of streams, but not the rest of the catalog, you know? So hopefully this EP gets a lot of streams, and we have more leverage with a booking agent so we can get out of state more.
Are you guys able to see? Because I know that when I Like It came out, I think you told me this or Nick told me this, where that song got put into like different radios on Spotify,
Or playlists and
or it
stuff.
got put into playlists like
Yeah.
alternative rock today or like metal today or whatever. Do you guys see when your songs get put into these different playlists? Are you
think
notified at all?
so.
It doesn't notify you. It shows you where certain amounts of streams come from. So, like, it was showing us that, like, we were getting a lot of streams off, like, Release Radar and Discover Weekly, like those Spotify algorithmic playlists and shit. I don't think you can see every, like, private playlist that it's on.
Well, yeah, not like the private shit, but like the Spotify curated stuff.
The Spotify curated stuff, you can see where it's coming from. And so
Okay.
I like it to get on Discover Weekly and Release Radar and that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, that makes
So-
perfect sense. I'd imagine that'll show you if you're going in the right direction. And then also I was going to say, too, is just like, yeah, I think it's important to see where the, like, what the audience reaction is to it. Do people like it? Do they don't care? I would imagine if people hate it, that's not a bad thing. I think they don't care about it is the worst.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would imagine, too, because this is obviously the best shit you've put out. But even if it doesn't get the positive critical response you want or positive audience response that you guys want, you guys still, like, it's objectively good.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you know
think
that
so.
Yeah,
feel
we're
that way.
proud of it
When
for
we
sure.
play it, I mean, it sounds great.
Dude,
Every time we play it, we
show-
have fun playing it.
So then,
basically.
and maybe it's because of how my brain works. I think AJ's on the same plane as me, maybe because we're fucking comics. But like, we like what we like.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about what we think is funny. You guys are gonna make what you think is great.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna make what sounds good to you, and there's gonna be an audience somewhere.
Yeah,
I think that's
definitely.
first things first too, man. Like as long as the band likes it a lot, and they have a conviction for the music that you're writing, that we're writing, then I think that will resonate with people, and I think you know, like you said, they'll find your audience and shit like that.
Yeah.
So.
And then answering your question about like what we want to like, I guess like to do moving forward, I like it kind of popped off, I think, from TikTok. I think it got like 100,000
Yeah.
streams on one video or so, on the one that we posted, and then we got all the views. So we are gonna like try to focus on TikToks and like put out high quality stuff, funny stuff, like just stuff to get views, because that's I guess that is the one
That's
way
the
that we
exposure.
found exists.
I fucking gave up on TikTok.
TikTok's
I'm
brutal,
gonna be
bro.
completely
It's kind of the way to go.
I
though.
fucking
It's the best way to do it, man. I fucking hate it though.
Another thing though, like you were saying with like, and like you were saying with the conviction, if we didn't feel really good about the whole batch of songs, though, like these are fucking sweet, we wouldn't have made an EP. We just kept doing singles.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we felt like it was time for an EP because we had this batch of songs that felt like they should be together and that they were all a step up.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, ooh,
So-
now's our chance to
so-
drop a E EP.
Where did the shift come from where it's like, well, we could just, these are all great songs. Oh, great. We've got 4 or 5 great singles that are coming out, and we just release them as singles. So why put them as an EP?
I think
Was it something that like chained them all together? Or was it just, hey, we need to do something different?
They all had like a similar sound.
and that
You know
comes
what I
from
mean?
Greg writing most of it, honestly.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, so like we have a new band member, and the bunch of songs he brings all fit together nicely, and everyone likes them. It was like perfect timing, you know.
And then also, again, we were kind of like the singles weren't working, like just dropping a single. So we were like, if all these songs, I don't remember at what point we said, all right, let's make an EP out of it, because we had already done Deadbeat and Stay Down, maybe,
No,
or we
was
had
it?
done what's the one that's not on the EP? Out of my mind.
Out of My Mind.
So we had
You
done
haven't
that
heard
one.
yet, Noah.
I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did send it.
Oh, okay.
Did you send it to me or did you just
I think I sent it to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Nice.
It's good. Oh, yeah, they have a, they kind of say,
Yeah.
There's a bonus song coming out. It's pretty fucking cool, too.
Hell yeah.
So,
That's gonna drop in the. Yeah, we're thinking about following this up with a sophomore EP in the summer.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just smack the
A
summer
sophomore
shows.
EP.
Yeah,
But I don't really know when we said like, all right, let's make an EP. But I think it was when we were like, all these songs are the same quality.
Yeah,
And so, that's another thing is once we did decide that it was an EP, like that other song got cut because it wasn't fitting the vibe.
yeah,
We didn't put out another song because it wasn't meeting the quality of the EP.
yeah. We scrapped a song that
Yeah.
was already recorded.
And so,
No
it was,
shit.
it did make us like, I guess want to
Step
put out,
up.
step up
Yeah.
and like analyze if we want to put out stuff that is going to like represent us, you know?
So why
Yeah.
get rid of that song that may or may not ever see the light of day? Why get rid of that?
Dude, we recorded it, and Greg had just joined, so he played on that song too. But we wrote it before Greg joined, and it was like, this is a good. We've split this up into phases now, so we're considering this like phase 3 Slums of Harvard with Greg in the band, and phase 2. It felt like a really good phase 2 Slum song,
Phase
but
4, you're
not.
gone, bro.
Oh,
Was that?
Said phase 4, you're gone.
I know.
No, hell no.
Down and out.
And then we were like, this isn't like a phase 3 song. This isn't as good as the rest of the EP. So why are we gonna put this out with all this good, like this better shit,
Right.
according to us,
Yeah.
coming?
Do you think it's something that could get reworked, or is it just getting trashed altogether?
I think it would have been good a year ago,
Mhm.
and I think
Oh,
it's a
shit.
different level
Mhm.
now. You know,
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I listen to it and it doesn't make me feel the same as like the new shit. So I'm like,
Well, it's good to have standards.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's good to have
absolutely.
standards,
Yeah.
and it's gonna say, hey, yeah, this is fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
It is a song. Like, this song exists.
It is a song,
And
That's-
it was
yeah.
good.
It was good.
It just wasn't as good.
It was
This
better
dude's
than a
like,
lot
I
of.
fucking wrote this song, okay?
It was better than
It
a
was
lot-
actually the best song.
It was better than a lot of shit we have out. Honestly,
Yeah, for sure.
We'll say it again.
it's better than a lot of our shit we had out a year or two ago.
Oh, shit.
But it's not up to the level of, I don't think, of this
Yeah.
EP.
That makes sense.
And that's the other thing with the EP is like we wanted to go riff heavy, you know?
Yeah,
like, 'cause-
Greg brought that
Yeah, because that's
in
one
hot.
we hadn't done that a lot in our previous. We'd have like a good riff, like maybe one good riff, you
Yeah.
know. But like,
Well, we based the whole song out of our one good riff. So
Right.
it'd be like, got a riff.
Build
okay,
a song around the riff.
20
and
something
then-
is built around that song, that
Yeah.
one chorus riff, or I
Yeah.
like it is built around that riff. Now,
Right.
Greg's got riffs going in and out, fucking intro, verse,
So
bridge,
many
chorus.
riffs.
There's a bunch of riffs. It's like a fucking Metallica song.
I
It's
feel
badass.
I feel like to ask a question. Toby and I mean I knew you a little bit growing up. Like I didn't know you as a music like musicianal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't play any music
yeah,
when I
so
knew you.
really I didn't know you either. So like
Albuquerque's too fucking small.
Did you guys grow up like very, very musically like inclined, like doing music all the time, or was it something that came after? And then I want to guess that you've been playing this shit since you were a little fucking kid. That was
Yeah, bro. I mean, I started playing guitar when I was, I think in like 7th grade, I want to say. Yeah, so I've been playing with people since then.
It shows
for a
too. He
long
rips,
time.
bro.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to see it on Friday.
Hell
bro.
yeah. For me, it was. I grew up loving music, like fucking loving to listen to it, all kinds of music, but I never played music. So I didn't start playing guitar till like 8 months before I joined the band.
So why
So-
did you never want to start playing?
I tried playing guitar, and I would get fucking so frustrated, and I just would stop. And I wish I wouldn't have, but it just is what it is, man.
Yeah,
Too
fair
late
enough.
now. Speaking of that, Greg is now our new lead guitar player.
True.
Who's the bass player?
Greg.
What?
Toby.
I'm rocking the low end right now, baby.
Oh shit!
Me and
We're
Nick-
trying it out. We're gonna see what
No,
it
this
feels
is
like
yeah.
for the
We're trying
show
it out.
and
When he
shit.
goes home, he's like, "Yeah, that's right. I fucking I showed up to the band,
playing bass and guitar.
and I kicked the lead guitar player out of his slot." Fucking Johnny's shivering in his timbers right now, just listening to this. He's like, "Oh fuck, they're coming to me next."
Nah, bro, it
Bring
was
another bisexual guy to come in and play guitar.
And he can-
it was
And he can rap. He can rap pretty good.
dude, it was to me like, what's more important? Saying I'm the guitar player or the betterment of the fucking band, like
Well,
doing the best we can.
Well, a
And I was
lot
like,
of
bro,
crazy
I'm not
to
gonna bend like have you playing bass when you can, cause like okay, he'd write the songs on guitar. And then he'd be trying to teach them to me and Johnny, and we're over there all retarded trying to learn them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I'll play the bass, and you'd shine. You know what I mean? So it was like, what's best for the band, bro?
how often do you see that in like comedy, where it's like, hey, you know what? This guy that just showed up, he'd be better on this lineup than I would be. I'm gonna step down. When does that ever happen?
Just me, because I'm a perfect nice guy.
No, the fuck you haven't. No, the fuck you
Yeah, and,
haven't.
and then Greg will
No, you
teach
don't
like
see that.
Greg will teach Toby or Johnny like the riff or how to play it or whatever, and be like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty good," you know.
But it's not the same though. So live, you don't want it to sound like a JV version of the recording. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, I didn't feel like it was a step down. I felt like it was best for the band. I feel like it's a step up for everyone.
Cope.
Well,
Cuck.
nah,
No, that's good. No,
like,
seriously.
for real, that's how I felt. I text
yeah.
Nick one night, like the middle of the night. I was like, bro, I think we should put Greg on guitar for the band. And Nick
Good
was like, are you
shit.
sure? And I was like, yeah. Like, fuck yeah. I'll
Well,
play
we
bass.
talked.
It's
We
still
talked
fun
about
as
putting
fuck.
everybody on bass. I
Yeah.
was gonna be on bass. Johnny was gonna be
Yeah.
on bass.
Yeah.
And then
Good.
Greg came into our lives.
Good
Yeah.
for you,
Yeah.
dude.
It's fun, dude.
Good
It's fun.
for you.
And then,
That's-
like, Greg's got that solo on She Knows. The second
Yeah.
song that you
Oh, so
like
that
the
was
most.
you.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That
That's great.
solo rips.
Yeah, and he wrote that the night before the studio. Nev was like, "We need a guitar solo here," and he comes in and nails that, and I was like, "Yeah, bro, I should probably fucking play the bass, man, because I'm gonna fuck that up on stage."
Well, that's fucking cool, man. So, and who?
Make you or break you.
What was that?
Gallop will either make you or break you.
I guess so, man.
So, wait,
made
who
it
are you
through.
saying that can rap pretty good?
Greg.
No
no
shit.
kidding. I'm kidding.
He's like, oh shit!
He's taking
I was saying
everyone's
this
job,
kid-
bro.
No. God,
Kick,
no.
kick the native off his land, dude. Not good.
So you'll be seeing Greg on lead guitar this Friday.
No.
We'll see,
shit.
man. We'll see how it works out.
Do it.
I'm definitely gonna be on the guitar, but
Well,
Yeah.
if you're the guy making those solos on the record,
Yeah.
and like you put it the perfect way, like you don't want it to sound like a shittier version. Like there is nothing more disappointing, at least one of the most disappointing things anyway, at a concert is when you've been listening to these people's music. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it sounds great. Can we
Yeah.
see them live? And they're just dog shit
Yeah.
live. It's like, okay, so is it really these people and engineering made them sound great,
Right.
Or is this just completely other people?
But it's not only that, dude. Like, I think Greg could vouch for this for me. Like, I can pick up the stuff that he is teaching me, but why would we spend 3 weeks, 4 weeks me learning it when Greg already plays it great?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, wasting our time, wasting his time. I'm sitting there learning it, and sure, I could get it after a month or two, but if he
That's
could
a
just
month or two
play
you'd be
it,
putting towards
Yeah.
other things.
yeah, we could be writing more songs. We
And,
could
well,
be,
and not just towards the band, just life, and because that's what
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think that's one of the things that stops people at a very low level creatively from truly not just being good but being great. Is just life gets in the way. You know what I
there's
mean?
a lot going
oh, yeah.
on.
Because you have to start, whether it's music, whether it's comedy, whatever you're doing that's creative, you have to do that, and then also have a full time job,
Right.
And you have to
Yeah.
pay rent,
Yeah.
and you have to like the minuscule stuff. Am I going to spend the next hour writing, or am I going to clean my house?
Yeah.
Or am I going to fucking spend time with the wife, spend time with my girlfriend, spend time with the kids? Oh, I have to take so-and-so to fucking basketball practice, or I have to fucking jog, maybe do overtime, can't go to band practice tonight.
Yeah.
Or like whatever it is in real life that's getting in the way, if you can save time, it's in your best interest.
Yeah, man, we have to be efficient and just fucking kick ass. So I think it was a good call. Honestly. I was telling Nick, I was like, I'd rather be a fullback on a Super Bowl winning team than the quarterback on a team that doesn't make the fucking playoffs.
The Cowboys.
That was my analogy for this transition.
I don't know shit about football. I just had to piss him off.
So I think you're going to like the sound on Friday.
That's
Man,
awesome.
it's cool.
And I genuinely, I like talking shit, but I genuinely respect the humility, dude.
Yeah, me too, man. I think that's
I'm sure you
commendable.
do.
No, dude. Like, listen, man.
I
Like
got
what I
better
told
respect.
these guys is when I hopped on, I sincerely didn't mind playing the bass at all.
True.
You know, for them, I'm just happy to be in the band, play with these guys. It's fun being out on stage and ripping it. You know, and the bass is a lot of fun too, man, because like you get to fucking
rock the fuck
just
out.
go. You know, if you're showing energy, people are gonna feel it. You know.
Yeah, nobody, like, you never really notice how lazy a bass player can be until the bass player is lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, are you not, if you're just standing there like, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, it's like, are you not going to fucking, all these dudes are rocking out.
Fucking
You're just,
move.
What are you just pissy because you're a bass player? I'm not saying
Yeah.
towards anybody specifically,
Right.
but just like, I've seen that at local shows. I've seen that at Isleta. Whereas just like the big bass player's just like, this
And
pays the
that's
bills.
the cool thing about this, like especially this new EP, is it's so upbeat and like high energy that the bass is fucking fun on them.
Yeah.
You're not just standing there like boom, boom, boom. You're like fucking going.
And that's
So-
something that we kind of wanted to do, especially with like I Like It. We wanted like a dance rock song, you know, like where the bass drives, like where you could still dance to it, but it's still like a
like heavy
rock
like
kind of
Paralyzer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you guys, I remember, I think it was at Sister. You guys opened up a mosh pit for
Yeah,
I Like It.
That was the first time we ever played it. That's what I was telling Greg. I don't think you were there that night, right?
No, you're telling me all about it though. That's
yeah,
sick.
that was cool. That was
Yeah.
a good reaction from the crowd. That was one of
Yeah.
the best reactions we've ever gotten from a new song.
That was a fun-ass
was
night,
the best
too.
Yeah.
reaction.
Leroy's mom just in the middle, just
Wait, I have a question for you guys real quick. So you know how like back in the day it would be like you had to work at your shit every
Yeah.
single day, be on the street, like playing as much as you can,
Yeah.
and that's what it took to like be the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like we skipped any of that, or like we?
I think we're putting in our dues right now. We've been
I
playing
think
local
so.
shows for years.
I think so too, but like I guess what I'm getting at is like, you know, like the extreme cases, like you live in your car, like you have to do this in order to survive. To where like we were saying the other a little bit ago, where we have jobs. You know,
Yeah.
like we're not doing this to survive.
Right.
You know, we're just doing this to try to make it. But like if this doesn't make it, we're not gonna, you know.
I
be fucked.
personally think we have more leverage and have more creative freedom because we don't have to do this to eat. I think like, okay, we can, if we would be very money driven on every decision we make, even writing, if we were going to be homeless.
That's
you
a
know
good
what I
point.
mean? We'd
Yeah.
try to make the most mass pop song.
Well, you guys
But you know what I'm asking?
I do know what you're saying.
But you guys would be fucked.
Yeah.
If that was let's be real, because you guys aren't a huge band. You guys
Right,
would be
right.
fucked.
No.
But that's how they made it back in the day. Is what I'm
but
getting.
I don't. But there's so much. No, I gotta disagree though. There is so much of that gets romanticized, and there's just lying around it. Let's call it what it is. Right? There is so much lying about that. Where it's like, look, it's like, oh, and I even say I'm not gonna say any specific names, but there are comedians in town that claim that all they do is comedy, that all they do is stand-up shows and just entertainment-based things. That is all they do. Bitch, I saw you doing Instacart at Costco 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck
Right.
up. Like,
Yeah.
that is the idea that you have to, like,
Yeah.
devote all your time to your creative thing, or you're not going to care about it as much, or you're not going to, like, this, that, and the other. That is a load of bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I spent 12 hours a day trying to do music, I'd fucking hate music.
Right.
You would hate
Absolutely.
it. You would
Yeah.
get burnt out, and
Writer's
then also
block and-
you would die of starvation.
Yeah.
or you would have crazy credit card debt because well,
Yeah.
no, because like it's just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, bro. Because
It is
think
bullshit.
about it. We gotta put up money for videos. We gotta put up money for recording. We gotta put up money when your
Yeah.
amp breaks. You know what I mean? So if we didn't have anything else, it'd be
Well,
fucked.
because it's like okay, so like Tony Hinchcliffe, right? He talks a lot about how he slept in his car in the back of the Comedy Store. He did as many spots as he could. I'm not saying that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But you're telling me he was never a bartender?
Right.
Or he was never some kind of low-level, like not labor, but just some kind of low-level job ever?
Yeah.
Of course not. Because at the end of the day, you still have to... You tell me that car was paid off all the way?
Right.
You're telling me that all of your comedy sets at the Comedy Store, when you have people like Rogan and like Dice Clay and like Chappelle and all these bigger guys that worked at the store back in like the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s, when they were talking about how they were unpaid regulars, when they were going up at the Comedy Store to host and all they were getting was $20 a show, you're telling me that $20 a show paid for your car insurance?
Right,
like, come on, dude.
It's good PR.
Yeah. Like, it's great. It's great to romanticize it, and I don't think
it's romanticized.
Yeah, and I don't think you should take away from like struggling.
Yeah,
like you should like not say that you didn't struggle, but at the same time, to lie about it, A, or B, to be like, to just say, you know, I'm gonna be delusional and I'm only gonna do music. I'm only gonna do stand up. And okay, how long is that gonna last you, dude?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, look, listen. I would love. Like, it's still crazy to me. By the way, it's still bananas to me that I'm getting paid right now. It blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Now, not a lot of money, but it blows my mind I'm getting paid to do this right now, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I decided to go to my job tomorrow and be like, you know what, I quit, I'm doing stand-up and podcasting full-time, I would be dead by fucking January 1st.
Yeah, dude.
Because guess what? I like living in this house that has air conditioning.
Well, right.
It has indoor plumbing. I have food in the fridge.
Yeah.
I have booze.
Okay, Kenny told us the best thing on this, on your question. He said, he looked at us one day and he was all, sometimes you got to work to play music and sometimes you play music and get paid for it. And just those cycles come and go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it pays your bills.
That's on
Sometimes
point.
you're working to play the music, because you gotta do it either way.
But then one of my favorite like not quotes but like sayings from Bill Burr that I heard him say in an interview, and they clipped it actually, put it on the Comedy Motherships like promo, is he was like, you know, going out. He was talking about going out to some Bodong comedy club, and he did a spot, and he got paid $8. And he was like, "But I killed. Like I was in the moment for about 15 seconds." And that made doing the regular day job so easy to do.
Yeah.
Because all I was thinking about was how I felt being on stage and performing. Like, like why not, you know, be fueled to do your day job that's funding what you're doing now if you have faith, and obviously you have to have skill and you have to have the talent to be able to do that thing full time. But if you know you have that, you have to get to that end line eventually. Why not have something that's funding that? Be happy you have that.
Work to live, man.
Yeah, and then you get to the point where the passion project, what you really want to do, is now what you're doing full time.
Yeah.
You can gracefully say, hey, professional life, we're done. This is my new professional life.
Yeah, once you earn that right to do that professionally.
Well, you just earned the dollar.
Right, exactly.
So,
it's crazy.
Before we get too far off that, so back to Nevin's question, when you were asking them if they feel like, talking about like the paying the dues stuff, you know, is there a scene? I know there's a scene, like there's a band scene in Albuquerque, but do you guys consider yourself like in it the way me and Noah are in like the comedy scene? And are there bands that you get that vibe from, whether like you guys haven't put in the work yet, but you guys are selling out?
Oh, you're just asking provocative shit now.
I would question.
I would say that we we've definitely put in the work. Like we've done everything that we can do in Albuquerque. Like we've played probably everywhere we can except for like underground spots.
Come on, dog.
What?
Have you headlined Sunshine? Have you
we haven't been asked.
You're right. Yeah.
If we're asked,
we haven't been asked.
I'm saying like we put in the work where we can. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah, we've played some shit shows and some badass shows.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of shit shows.
And so we put in the work that way. There's no, I wouldn't say there's a band that,
truthfully,
or there's no one that I would say that would think that we haven't put in the work. I think we're a well-known name, especially locally. You know, we especially the last couple of years we played once a month
we played
for a long
54
time.
shows last year.
Yeah, you guys
It was crazy. And
Damn, 54?
54. It was
God damn.
brutal. And the crazy thing is, dude, like you said, paying your dues and shit. Like we played in the parking lot of Chiba Hut. We played a bootleg show where we.
Show, by the way.
Yeah, not really. We played bootleg shows where we hoisted the drums up on the roof
Yep.
during COVID to play in a legal show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it started off. It wasn't like we just got like the Saturday night headlining spot at Marble either. Like our first shows were like Wednesday night at Launchpad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there was like, okay, now you can play Friday, but you open.
Yeah.
Now you can play Saturday and headline. Don't blow it.
Yeah.
Now you can play Marble. Now you can play. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. We've definitely put in the work. I guess what I was just getting at is like, again, they're probably romanticized stories, but you hear about the, like, you have to give your whole life to it. You have to put in every opportunity. You have to overwork yourself and overexpose yourself to make it. And so I guess, yeah, I was just kind of seeing if we all feel that way.
I was asking that question because it kind of like the parallels are dope to like look at, because it's kind of the same thing with me and Noah. We've been in the scene. He's been in a little longer than me, but I've been in the scene for about a year and like 3 months. Yeah. And people hate that we get the opportunities that we get because they've been doing it for 10 years and we've only been doing it for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And they're like, you don't get to do that. Like we've been doing it, and I don't know. I just like wanted to see if you guys are running across the same thing.
We've definitely played with bands that have been playing way longer than us, and we headline and they open. And it just is what it is, bro. It's just who's gonna bring the people.
Well, and it's not
You
a
know?
bad thing, though. Like, objectively speaking. Yeah. Because the priority first needs to be the audience and the show. That's your first priority. Like, is it who is on this lineup?
How many people you bring in is the very first.
Well, so right. So provided those people show up,
most
right?
important.
Provided the people show up, it's like, okay, are they gonna have a good time with this set list, right? With this lineup of individuals or this lineup of bands? Is this lineup going to create a good show? Yeah. And if not, the bookers and the producers, they need to figure that shit out, because you got to understand that at some level, I do my best to stay humble and like maintain my ego, but I know that I have an ego. I know that's in me, right? So, but you can't count on the performers to be humble, because if they get a fucking headlining spot, their mindset, if they're professional about it, their mindset is, well, I got to figure this shit out now. I gotta be good. Like, I fucking have to be. I've been offered this big thing.
Well, it's also competitive. We want to be the best.
Exactly, and then it's competitive,
We're
right?
like, yeah, fuck yeah, we want to we're gonna headline.
So provided that the set list is good or the lineup is good, and these people are gonna create a good show for the audience. Okay, awesome. If you're gonna fucking bitch and bicker, oh, I should be fucking headlining, or why did they get the feature? Why, dude? I promise you, there are enough shows. Yeah, there are enough venues. There are enough audience members. There are enough podcasts to go on. Like, there is enough for all of us.
Yeah,
and I mean that kind of happened like with Sister Bar. It took us like two to 3 years to get in a Sister Bar, and then after COVID, I think.
They gave us a chance.
There was people that would get in their first like show, like their first like album release show or something like that, you know. And yeah, it was just like we didn't feel any certain type of way, you know, because it was just like good for them kind of thing, you know. It was just like an opportunity that happened for them, and that's great. And then the other thing, like with you, like you're starting you did that one show at Tractor. Yeah. I mean, that's showing like initiative of like. You're putting on your own show, you're bringing your own people, you're showing like what you can do. Like, it doesn't matter like if the people that already established are saying you can't do that. You're fucking doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
So if you can get the people there, then do it.
Because the only pushback I have on that is something that I struggle with on a daily basis, because I try to write on a daily basis. This is a struggle that I have with it, is that it's great if you're a draw, but what if you're a draw, and it won't last very long, obviously, but if you're a draw and you suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're a draw, like, people will show up for you, but you suck. You objectively are not good at what you're doing.
Well, then why do you have a draw?
Because social media.
Well, for maybe 1 or 2 shows.
But like I'm saying, it doesn't last very long, but it still happens.
That was the thing with Sister. When we finally got a show at Sister, we were like, fuck yeah, finally. Yeah. But then we packed that bitch all the way to the fucking doors. And after that, it was like, yeah, you guys can play Friday, Saturday nights.
And this feeds into a question I was going to ask beforehand. How do you guys choose? Because I think your lineup's like perfectly like fine. It's very good for this upcoming Friday.
Damn more ice.
Los Yeah, I'll get you some ice in a second. So Ride On Kid and Lost on Memory. I've seen both of them live. They're both good. They're both great. Yeah. How do you guys choose who you're picking for your? I mean, you guys are in a position, and you've been in this position, but you're in a position where you get to pick support bands.
Yeah.
Where you get to pick, and I imagine it's a huge blessing. I mean, we get to do this on a fucking almost weekly basis. Where we get to pick our friends to either. Nah, dude, it's fun.
No, dude, it's a good problem to have.
But you get to pick your friends to play with you. So
Yeah.
how do you choose who, like, for this show coming up? How did you choose that these are gonna be the two support bands for you guys?
For this one, it was more like curating the sound of what's going to be closest to the EP vibe. So, like, Right On Kid and Lost in Memory are more of that, like, punk, pop punk, alt rock shit. So, like, it wouldn't have made sense for us to do this show with, like, the Mango Cakes. Because they're funk, and then they would just switch the vibes up. We want that shit to be gritty and loud, and that's how we picked that.
Yeah,
So-
it would still be great to have them, but yeah, it's just the whole concept of the show. Just
Yeah.
one kind of sound.
Yeah.
would be great.
Exactly.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
there you go. Yeah, that's how that came
Get
about.
some ice for his baby palate.
I was listening. I was listening to watching the new video, and you guys have probably already had this fucking thought pop into your head, but you guys should definitely do a video back at Volcano or somewhere like
Where you
guys
came from?
could.
Yeah.
If you guys could, like, I just saw like a vision in my head of like you guys like playing yourselves, but like still around like the high schoolers, but like old there. I don't know. It would just look like not pedophile shit.
I know what
I was
you're
gonna
saying.
say yeah.
I know what you're saying, bro. Don't let them
So
fuck with you.
Toby can't go anywhere like 500 feet. But
Listen, there was an incident at a Chuck E. Cheese.
500 feet.
Fuck you guys.
There was some fireball in the ball pit, and he can't do that anymore.
I see what you're saying though. You're like playing yourself in a different timeline. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Like
dope.
playing homage back to where you came from,
Yeah.
like your roots and shit.
That's tight.
Desert, eat some fry bread.
I know, man. Go to Gallipie, play in front of a Hogan and shit.
That's
Yeah, there you go, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's great. Yeah,
This show's gonna be sick, bro. It's got fucking full lights going.
Yeah, we got Decon doing lights. You've had Decon on before.
Yeah,
So, yeah, he's doing some lights for us, and it's gonna be pretty sweet.
And
And
been at Sisters since the wall's been built.
yeah,
Yeah.
twice.
You guys like it better that
No,
way?
No, not really.
it's loud as fuck, but you get paid less, and then the people at the bar can't
Yeah.
fucking hear you off chance that they're just there drinking and come in.
Yeah, they
So-
supposedly have a bigger plan to make it like a smaller venue and a bigger venue.
Where?
But
Really?
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
it's the
Where?
side.
I have
So
no idea.
behind the kitchen, they're gonna make that another venue.
So where are they gonna cook
Oh,
the
I didn't know
food?
that.
Oh, I'm sorry, behind the bar, not
So
behind the
no
kitchen.
more arcade.
No, on the other side.
Like behind,
behind the
yeah,
bar.
literally behind the bar,
behind the
like
wall of
behind
the bar.
Yeah,
Is there a
exactly.
whole like space back there that's just
Yeah.
not getting
Huh.
used?
Yeah,
I didn't
No
know that.
shit.
yeah.
I didn't
So
know
that's
that
gonna
either.
be a bigger venue, like a launch pad size. And
I think
so-
bigger than that.
Yeah, probably a little bit bigger than
I
that.
Kind of like
it'll
Rebel.
I think it's
you know,
gonna
how
be-
They have the smaller bar and then they have the
Yeah.
bigger bar.
Those
Yeah.
Harry
Yeah,
Potter
exactly.
houses, dude, they fucking.
Well, I was gonna say like where the because isn't the jam spot right next to?
That might be out of business.
I don't know much about the jam
Oh,
spot,
wait,
but
you're telling me that one venue gets shot up and it just goes down from no,
No, that's
it's Albuquerque.
It's Albuquerque. That
It's
adds
Albuquerque.
value.
That's every
I mean,
fucking.
but the jam spot is notoriously horrible for having bad sound.
Dude, the jam spot, they want you to pay to play there.
Yeah,
And
that's
no
so-
one
Oh
goes
my
there.
that's a place
God.
I've never understood.
Yeah, they-
I think it's
Shout
the,
out to the hustle. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
Fuck that.
Where is this at? Next
Sister.
$400.
Oh,
for
that's-
They want you to
there. It
pay.
was-
Wait. Say that again. What happened?
So when I was
How fucking
rapping
backwards
back
is
in the
that?
day,
What the fuck?
I threw my first show. It was like 2017 at the Jam Spot, and we had to pay $400 to play there
Jesus Christ,
just to have our own show.
dude, we don't even
my
make
God.
$400 a show.
Sister pays good though. Actually, shout out to Sister.
Yeah, some shows we do.
One time, our first Sister show, they handed us $1,000, and we were like, "Let's fucking go!"
We need to get you guys at the block, dude. I've been telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've talked to
Yeah.
you about it. You guys, during the summer, just like the crowd that you guys get and like the outdoor vibe that's there, you guys would rock.
You guys would fucking kill it.
Where's that at?
It's up in Rio Rancho.
Like at the Bernalillo Rio Rancho at the end. It's a big like shipping container space.
Oh,
Like,
sick.
like a green jeans, but way bigger.
Nice, that's cool.
That's where we.
Yeah.
So that's where.
Oh,
we
I
do
saw
our
your
weekly-
promo video
yeah.
on that.
So we do our weekly showcase there every Tuesday. Since it's cold right now, we're at the bar at the top.
Yeah.
But once it gets warm, there's endless possibilities.
Dude, it's in
Ooh, that's
because dude,
cool.
even when it was
It's
because
a
they
legit stage.
well
Everything.
because we
Nice.
stopped doing the outdoor shows like what beginning to middle of November, right?
Yeah.
Around there. So even when it was like cold, like objectively like freezing. People were like shivering.
Yeah.
We still had like 60 or 70 people.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Like
Just,
motherfuckers.
it was just comedy?
yeah, just
Wow,
stand up.
that's fucking
yeah. So
great
people
numbers.
are so when that and that whole place.
And for you, no, I'm kidding.
no, but on some real shit. But no, for local
Shout out to our
comedians.
supporters, dude. I don't
Yeah.
know how we do it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I started a year and a half ago, and I've thrown shows every month or every week since then, and we get 50 to 60 people.
Hell
Bro,
yeah.
that
Wow.
what you're saying right there is exactly what we've been saying for years. We're like, I don't know how how we're so blessed, but every fucking time we play, dude, like you've said before, people come out of fucking nowhere, and we always have a
You
pretty
guys
packed
had people
show.
driving in. Where was it?
From
it was
Gallup.
From Gallup. Yeah,
Yeah.
from Gallup.
way.
They had this couple of people drive in
for 5 shows in a row.
and they were begging for autographs on their set list.
way.
And
dude.
Was that Sister, right, that they went to?
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
remember being there and them saying that they had come from Gallup. And
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Dude, I
Dude.
still got to figure out
Sense
my
of
autograph.
That makes sense though, dude. One time when I played that show with In This Moment, we played at a local venue in Gallup, and I signed this autograph for like these literally like these people my age. And I'm like, bro, I probably go to high school with you.
Yeah.
I'll see you in econ, bro.
Yeah, I'll see you in econ.
that's so cool though, bro. Because like people showing love like that and just not being a fucking hater.
Well, so back to the block thing though. So we were there the Sunday before we started doing shows, and the guy was showing us around, just casually, just like this is that the bar's still getting built.
Yeah.
And there was like, well, I asked him, I was like, hey, there's a lot of people here. How many people are here? And I was, oh no, it's about like a medium to a light night for us. We've got about 175 ish, maybe 200 people here right now.
Wow, that's great.
And,
That's
and what's
sweet.
cool is their sound system. Like, so for instance, like if you're doing the outdoor shit, right? If you're playing on the stage outdoors, there's literally a speaker playing your shit everywhere, including the handicap bathroom
Wow,
stall.
so they're gonna
Like,
come out
that's
there
sick.
because it's already playing anyway.
everywhere, dude.
That's
and
cool.
and we were about to start doing our show last night, right? But last night they had to switch over the sound system because they were playing our shit downstairs.
Uh-huh.
They want to keep it up to the bar, so I guess there's people in the bathroom complaining. Like, why is there comedy?
Why am I
shit?
hearing jokes while I'm taking a piss? That's crazy.
But yeah, it would be a great venue for you guys.
Cool.
To get onto like what you were talking about, people taking pictures. I've had a few people like ask to take pictures. It feels very, very weird. I'm like, I'm a piece of shit. Get away from me. We do not need to take a picture together. But have you guys dealt with that yet? Like, I've even gotten a few like messages from people that would never have talked to me in high school. That would have
Facts.
and they're like, "You're killing. I'm proud of you, brother." I'm like, brother.
Brother.
Like,
Yeah, I barely know
experienced
you.
That yet? Like, since you guys are like
Yup.
popping off and getting to that point to where more likely than not, someone in a room in New Mexico is gonna know who you are. You know what I mean? I think we're all at that
Yes.
point right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's pretty fucking cool. Go ahead. You say what you're
I
gonna
was gonna
say.
say I don't know if there's anyone that's like reached out that like has said. No, I've had a few that like have been like, "Yo, you're killing it," you know, but not like I guess unexpected. Are you talking about like unexpected
Yeah, like
people?
someone that would have never have talked
Yeah.
to you, and they're like, "Oh, you're absolutely."
I wouldn't say that yet. Nah, I don't think I've gotten that yet, but it will happen.
No, I mean, dude, I just joined the band, so.
I just got here,
so-
bro.
He's like, I just got here.
Well, dude, when I was leaving, it was after the second show at Casadas about a month ago or so. I was on the phone. I was having a phone conversation, and a few people came. And I'm just the opener. Like, I'm the host. I'm the opener. I mean, you're here to see fucking the headliner and all that stuff. And there were a few people coming up to me like, "Oh, you were so fucking great. Let me get a picture." Da, da, da. And then I was at Costco like 2 weeks later, and this older couple, like maybe like 55, 60-ish, they pulled me aside in the fucking bread section.
Oh, nice.
And they were like, "Are you the guy, the husband?" He goes, "Are you a comedian?" And I'm like, yeah, I am." He goes, "I saw you at the casino. That joke you had about the pedophiles was hilarious."
That's great.
I'm like, thanks, man.
That's sweet, man.
That's
dope.
crazy, huh?
Does anyone ever stop you for the podcast too? Like,
Yeah, that's
like, I listen to
well,
your
that'll
podcast
happen
quite a
like
bit.
once in a blue moon.
Really?
That's
That's
more
so
like
cool.
you bigot.
That's well, that
I
has
know
happened.
you.
Really?
That's happened a couple of times. So it was still when I was moving out of my. I mean, my girlfriend had split for a bit, and I moved out of that place, moved in with my friends. So it was around that time frame. I was actually at one of your shows.
Ah.
Somebody came up to me, and he was like, "Hey, you do a podcast, right? I'm like, yeah, I do, man. He goes, you just had them on, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you're a fucking transphobic piece of shit. And I was, no, for real. Like the script. Like, he was like, he's like, you're a transphobic piece of shit.
That was definitely an Inside Out.
And he goes, that was a great episode with these guys, but you're a transphobic. And I was like, thank you so much.
I like how he still complimented you on the episode.
Yeah, well, I was like, I'm glad you enjoyed the podcast. Thank you very much. I just fucking walked away. Because what do you say to that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I got...
You're from Roswell, right? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Albuquerque, but I spent like 7 years in Roswell.
So
Yeah.
I'll punch someone in the face. Fuck that.
Well, dude, I got a message in the very beginning of this shit. It was like episode 7 or 8 when it was like in my fucking garage, like no lighting,
10
no
views.
Yeah, nothing, right?
Yeah.
But I got a message about some shit that what the fuck? And no, I had said that just because you transition, that does not make you, a woman. It doesn't make you a man. Like, you were still biologically what you were born as. And I got a message, this whole fucking paragraph about how I was wrong and how that's ugly and how I need to rechange my thinking.
Damn.
Like, that was I remember that line. Like, you need to change how you think. And I was like, no.
No, how about not?
Oh, and then the other one that I got is because I had and then this person ended up unsending their messages in my requests, right? So they unsent their message and blocked me. But it was because of the name of the podcast.
Oh.
They were like, you don't even support sex workers. I've seen you talk shit about OnlyFans, and you're just you're a piece of shit, and this, that, and the other. And I read that, and I was like, well, I've actually had like a couple of girls on the podcast who have OnlyFans, and like I actually said that I don't give a fuck what people do with their personal lives. I actually don't care. I read that and I was like, no.
Yeah.
But I was like, how long can I leave this in my DMs? But they end up unsending and
they
blocking
pushed
me.
out.
Yeah. Ugly bitch too, which I thought was hilarious. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But no, but to your bigger point, like, I do think it's interesting and and again, I try to keep my ego in check because I don't think any of us in the room on a big scale are the shit. We're still building.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're still building, still growing, still
1,000%.
coming up. But
We're not close.
But
Just
it's interesting how much vitriol you can encounter at the lower level.
Yeah.
Whether it's people it's from everyone, people that are just starting and saying like, fuck you, like, oh, this bullshit. And then people have been doing it for like the 10 or 15 years where it's like, well, why are you getting this? You didn't earn this. You
Yeah.
haven't gone through the shit. And that's the point I was going to bring up earlier. It's like, okay, you shouldn't, make yourself broke to do the passion project.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, if you are, like, we all have full-time jobs.
Yep.
We can all support ourselves. We can all pay rent, buy food, all this kind of stuff. It's like, okay, great. But why would any of us in our right mind willingly give all that away just to say, I gave it all to my art?
Yeah.
I gave it all to the Like, why would you
I just
do
personally
that?
think that it'd make it way harder to make it.
Yes.
It's like just not
You mean
strategically
without
smart.
food, you can't make it?
Exactly.
Maybe
It's
it
like
was 1975 and credit scores didn't matter, and it was fucking $30,000 to buy a house, and you know that you can pick up a career at any time.
true.
Then it
True.
would be a
That's
lot
a great
easier,
point.
but
That's a great
now
point.
we
And
can't
also,
do that
and
shit.
also, it was different back then. Like, you couldn't blow up on TikTok.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What I was gonna
Being
say,
a
yeah,
band
bro,
on
with
tour.
streaming and shit.
Well, I
changes everything.
kind of want to push back on that a little bit. And this is very biased because of the comedy world. But, like, the idea that you just blew up overnight on TikTok, if you look at a lot of those people, and Matt Rife is a perfect example. If you look at these people, like, there are definitely TikTok comedians like that exists. Oh, shit. So there's a command strip under there if you just want to grab that and push it against it. It's on the right corner. But there's people like, there are comedians that are headliners now, or at least theater acts, that are TikTok comedians, and a lot of them admit to it. They're like, yeah, I'm trying, I'm doing my best, whatever. But, like, Matt Rife is a perfect example. That dude was doing stand-up since he was 16, 17 years old.
That's what I mean. He didn't blow up overnight.
And 11 years later, he finally had a thing that went big.
Yeah.
So, like, my favorite example of that on the inverse is Uncle Laser. This is a story that I got told on the podcast. My buddy Brian, when he was like, yeah, like, I worked with Laser and we went on a show. He's a big comedian off Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And he was like, look, I've only done this shit for a year, but I'm trying my best. I have a huge following, and I get that. I'm doing my best to work. And literally all my friends I've made in Austin that know Laser say that he worked his ass off.
Yeah.
And the night that I was able to like meet him, and we all like a bunch of us like went out and got fucked up and just hung out. The nicest fucking guy ever. You know, so there are stories like that, but I would imagine a lot of these people that blow up overnight.
Yeah, 10 years.
There
overnight.
are people where it's like it's the work, and finally one thing, the iron finally hit.
That's exactly right.
And it just exploded.
Yeah, there's no real overnight, dude.
Yeah.
You don't.
I think it almost seems like I couldn't figure it out. It almost seems like the main way to make it nowadays though is TikTok. Like so like back in the 70s, whatever, when bands were coming up, you know, you play every show you can in every single city. Yeah. Right?
And try to get a record deal.
And I mean, you could God fucking damn it.
Damn it, Devin.
So you can try to do that nowadays, but I mean,
but it's not the best move on the chessboard.
Not at all.
It's not the most strategic way to do this.
Like I think you see nowadays, you have a good TikTok video that gets so many views, and that brings attention to your band.
But then people don't realize that before you can get that good TikTok video that gets all that exposure, you have to first have the good song.
Exactly.
Or the good joke, you know? Like, it's not just like, oh, I had this video. It's like you put in years getting the songs right.
Right.
And then, like you said with Matt Rife, it hits.
Yeah.
To a large audience on an algorithm.
What I'm just saying is that, like, you don't make it how you did back in the day.
Yeah, it's not the same game.
It's different, you know?
Well, it's not the same game, but at the same time, like imagine if you did, you know, let's say you are like a beginning band or comedian or whatever, and you have the viral reel that goes crazy, and you start getting all these 100,000s of followers, and you get contacted by like booking agencies. You are just a
piece of shit.
He did that all the way through that fucking Hot Wings, interview, and I texted him. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing right now?
That's about the time I turned it off, bro.
But imagine you have that big thing pop off, and you get these opportunities, and you're naive enough to take them, knowing that you don't have the goods to back it up.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to have a couple of things that hit 100K, 5 million, whatever.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you going to do when you get on stage?
Yeah. And
what the fuck?
The proof is in the pudding when that happens, you know what I mean?
And if there's no ingredients, you're fucked.
That's the thing. We have not blown up like on TikTok or had a song hit 1 million streams or anything like that, but we've played so many fucking shows that if that does happen, we're ready.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm not going to be shitting my pants like, oh, fuck, we don't know how to play a show.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
we've gone to ACL a couple times, and I swear every time me and Toby we look at each other and we're just like, bro, put us on that stage. we could do that, dude.
For sure, that's how I feel when I'm with comedians, like huge. I'm like, get me in that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Serious.
Dude, it's weird, huh? When you're watching comedians, like us watching bands, it almost feel like you're on the sidelines of a football game.
You critique
like,
everything?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, put
It
me
sucks.
in the game.
I can't really enjoy a show anymore.
See, and I started feeling that as I started doing getting deeper into stand up this year and going to y'all's shows. It's like I want to go like I'd be completely sober too.
Yeah.
Like, I want to like go find a show right now. Like I know how they feel right now, and this feels great. I want
Let me
that.
tell jokes at your rock show.
Hell yeah, dude.
Another question I was going to ask too. I don't know if you guys have thought about this, just to pick your brains. So knowing how you can blow up now, say you get 1 million views on TikTok, your TikTok blows up, whatever. Would you guys stay independent, or if like Universal came at you with like a 2-album like $3 million, $4 million deal, do you take that, or do you
Like one of those 360 deals?
Yeah.
or do you take it and do you know like, hey, they're offering me this, I can make this myself? You know what I
It
mean?
would depend on the deal and the leverage you have 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of, like you said, those 360 deals, people don't realize, like you were just saying, sure, you get a 2-album, $3 million deal, but then what you don't realize is that right away, okay, 30% of taxes, right?
Sure.
Then a lot of times those labels make you hire a manager. They take 15%.
First of all, real
Make
quick,
you
let's
hire
say
a booking
it's
agent.
not a contract; it's a loan.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
You're- Especially if you're not getting any of your royalties in publishing. You know what I mean? So it would just depend on where we're at, honestly.
So it sounds
and
like
the
you
deal.
guys would stay. You'd probably stay
Well,
independent.
so
As long
now
as we could, as long as we could.
nowadays, like we have the upper hand to like have that leverage. You know what I mean? Like if you have streams without having a label,
Yeah.
you know, then a label comes up to you and they're like, all right, here's what we could offer you, and we're like, We're already
Wow.
getting streams. You know,
Right.
it's like, why do we need you? Now it's more of like pitch to us.
Yes,
Right.
like, well,
It levels the playing
because
field.
because back then, or not even back then, 20 years ago, what did the label offer? They offered you, the biggest thing they had was the recording studio.
Right.
That's the biggest thing they had, which you guys already have
And a marketing
done.
budget.
Then it was the marketing.
And
already
touring, right?
at this point, right? It's already done.
Yeah.
Touring. Well, okay, maybe they can help you with the touring, but you can already do that yourselves because you guys are, as we've stated, you have jobs.
Yeah.
You're already getting paid okay to good money from these venues that you're putting away. Okay, sounds good to that. And then the last part of it, the only leverage, at least, and this is outside coming in, and I'd like to be proven wrong, but the only real leverage that these music labels have is that we can print a shit ton of these CDs, and because vinyl's coming back, so we could print a shit ton of these vinyls, and we have the connections to get you to bigger venues and to music festivals.
Yeah.
Playlisting too.
Yeah,
And-
playlisting to a degree. The labels can still get told no from their submissions, just like an independent artist, though.
But you see my
But
point,
I
right?
do see your point.
That's all they
exactly.
have now
Yeah,
are the
it's-
venues.
It's way more level playing.
But then
field.
at some point, let's say in 6 months, 7 months from now, the Slums of Harvard have fucking 200K on Instagram,
Yeah.
and they have a huge following now. Well, then you guys, and you can buy the blue check mark now. But let's say you have that number next, you have the 3 digits and a K,
yeah,
and you have a good catalog, and you find out, it's not hard to find out managers' emails
Yeah.
on Google.
Right.
I've done it.
Yeah,
it's
same.
not tough.
Yeah.
I've been ignored by a lot
same.
of
Hey,
them.
I've done this too. I've done a lot.
I've been ignored, Andy Letterman. I've been ignored by a lot
yeah,
of them.
Andy, you fucking bitch.
I've been ignored by a lot of them, but you can find managers' emails online. You
Yeah.
can find booking producers online.
That's what we do.
So they're just like, hey, this is who I am. This is the band that I'm in. Here's our whatever.
Yeah.
Here's our EPK. And then you hit them on email. You hit them on Instagram. You hit them on Twitter. You just blast them any way that you can. They see one of those messages and they see you're legit. All right.
Exactly.
There
And
you go.
To your point, AJ, like the only reason I would really want a fucking deal is to get a good booking agent. But if you have the streams already, you can get a good booking agent anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
I would say the money too, though, right? Just to kind of go, okay, we
to a
have money.
degree,
We
if
have
you're pulling hella royalties, I'd rather stay independent and just not have to wait and to repay that
You
loan.
get that distro
Exactly.
check,
If
yeah.
you're
Okay,
getting
that's
those
fair.
distro kid checks
Yeah.
every 2 weeks independently, and you get 100% of your royalties, and you're
yeah,
not
but how much do
split
those
that.
pay anyway? I've been seeing all these screenshots
Well,
that
it's
come
dog
out.
shit, but it's even more dog shit with a label taking fucking
Right.
60%.
You get
So
independent like Russ. He used to post his. He
Exactly.
Was like 200K a week.
Oh
300K
shit!
a
Okay,
week.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
yeah, if your catalog's big, you're good.
Real
If
quick,
it's not-
look up how many songs are uploaded every day to Spotify.
But it's like 30K or something.
Way
No,
more, million.
dude,
I think
okay,
it's
just
millions.
just as a point of context, in 2022, I only remember this because Rogan brought it up with Tom Segura on their podcast or his podcast. It was February of 2022. There were 1.9 million
Whoa, a day?
podcasts.
Oh.
No, there are 1.9 million podcasts registered.
Whoa,
Insane
that's
amounts.
insane, bro.
Over 100,000
every day.
every day.
That's
Jesus
insane.
Christ.
That's insane. That's insane.
So the fact y'all got 300K,
yeah,
that should only embolden how good that shit is.
yeah, that was
Wow.
a cool point for us because it felt like after years of releasing music, we finally had something that popped a little bit. You know,
But that's also the other thing that makes it hard is because back in the day, the only songs that make it or made it on a radio or even plays are the ones that have a label, right?
right.
But now,
Yes.
if you have a certain amount of money and fucking just online access, you can upload whatever you want whenever you want.
Yeah.
So now you're competing with all that just internet, just traffic.
Yep.
You know, and so it's like hard to find. Kenny says a good point of where like if it's a good song, it's gonna rise to the top, right?
People will share it.
But I mean, it's hard to find now. You know, it's like that needle in the haystack. You know, it will be found, but there's so much out there now that it's a little more
It's
rare.
a blessing and a curse because now you don't have to depend on a label to get your music out there. But at the same time, it's so saturated now because you don't have to depend on a
Exactly.
label that you're not going straight
The
to
good thing
radio.
is that you guys aren't fucking rappers.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly,
Yeah.
that's a good point. I fucking love the fact that we're doing live shit. You go with your boys, you set up all your gear,
Yeah.
and you fucking
And
thug
it's-
it out.
And that's the thing. Like nowadays, I tell my girlfriend this all the fucking time. We'll be driving. I'll be listening to like Steve Miller Band or something like that.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'm like, they do not fucking make music like this anymore. And people that do, bro, it's beautiful. Like the shit
Mhm.
that when there's 60 different, not 60, you know what I mean, but when there's fucking 4 or 5 different instruments going into it.
Yeah.
It's so much better than sitting and listening to an electronic beat or some of these fucking trap drums that we hear all the time.
Dude,
It's just people with
that's
passion.
a great point.
For sure.
Absolutely,
People with
man.
absolute, because people, because I think as a whole, our generation, and obviously the people, what are they, the generation younger than, is generation,
I don't know what we are. What are we?
No.
Gen X?
it's like, no, Gen X was older
Like
than
the
us.
70s.
It's
It's after
yeah.
Gen Z.
We're
It's like
millennials, right?
Millennials,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
millennials and Gen Z, and whatever's going to be below them. There's a general consensus that we're fucking sick of 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, slaving away to have these little snippets of time to ourselves where we go back to the grind to make money. So a lot of these people, they're like, yeah, I can be a rapper. Oh, I can be a whatever. And they go and they do just generic bullshit. That's why it sounds like that.
Yeah.
It's not
And it gets oversaturated.
And
It's
I
a
don't
copy
think-
of a
I don't-
copy.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
I'm not in it, but I would say I would like to think that the route you guys are going, it's not as oversaturated as like trying to be a rapper.
1000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I agree. Because
There's
it's
opportunity
refreshing.
for
It's
us.
refreshing hearing a band that actually plays their instruments and shit.
Yeah.
It sounds so good. We
Definitely.
We just went to this. We went to this concert a couple weeks ago for this band called Highly Suspect. But the,
Oh, where were they playing? What?
Revel.
Fuck you. No way.
No, but hear me out, man. So
No,
the
no, no,
band-
no. They're great.
Yeah, no, they're great.
But how
Hear
did
me
you
out.
hear about this?
No, that's My Name Is Human, right? They-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
no, but
exactly.
check this out. What
So,
Gary's
bro,
gonna say.
so this band opened up for him called Return to Dust, and we didn't know anything about him, and they stole the show, dude. They're so fucking good. It was as if you're watching Alice in Chains and Soundgarden all in one, and it was
That's
fucking
crazy.
incredible.
That's crazy to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is crazy to
So the crazy thing is the drummer is actually Slash's son.
Okay.
We didn't know that shit. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But
so
they
that's-
were good, bro.
They were
fucking
Sounds like a
incredible.
plant.
Well, you know, I was gonna say,
They're
funny you
really
say that. So I went to a Of Mice and Men concert a while back, and Nick was there too, and his chick and James and all them, and the opening band was Corey Taylor's kid,
Oh, Vended.
Vended.
Yes, they're so good,
and they
man.
slaughtered.
They're one of my favorite bands right now.
They were fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
But it is interesting seeing the new, and there are. I
They
think
sound
there
just
is
like
some,
Slipknot, though. That's
No,
the thing.
But yeah, exactly. And there is some truth to what you're saying. Like, you're telling me that Corey Taylor or Slash didn't go to these labels or didn't go to these high level promoters like, hey, listen, look, I get it. All right, I get what I'm about to say. But the kid's actually kind of good. You want to give him a shot?
Yeah, that's the
now.
thing,
And
though.
thank God they're talented.
They're fucking
but
good.
imagine how mad you would have been if you would have shown up. Like, these guys are dog shit. High Suspect's the shit, by the way. But this opening band is dog shit.
Yeah.
And then you find out the drummer Slash's kid. It's like, you're Slash's kid. You can't even play guitar, and you suck at what you chose to do. You're terrible.
Yeah, and they killed it, dude. Personally, I thought they did better than Highly Suspect.
No.
Damn.
They were
young,
good, man.
dude.
They were good. They blew me away. I'm not gonna lie.
They were ripping, dude.
And I love Highly Suspect, bro. I've been a fan since like 16.
No shit.
Yeah.
it was
That's
cool, bro.
crazy.
It was cool.
So one of the subjects I wanted to end on was like, so what keeps you guys motivated? Like, outside of just being hungry and wanting to do this, like, what keeps you guys motivated on the day to day? It's like, fuck, I don't want to write right now. Fuck, like, we have the studio this weekend. I'd rather be whatever. Like what keeps you guys motivated to do this? Because 4 years is a short amount of time, but 4 years doing it every single day, it can still kind of weigh on you
yeah.
a little bit.
I don't know, bro. Like when we're jamming and we're practicing the new songs or the shit that we're writing and stuff, and then you can see the smirks on everyone's face and shit when you know you're doing something that's gonna sound really like you did something right. Like oh, you got something. You know what I mean? I think that for me personally, that's what it is. It's like wow, we got something here, fellas.
yeah, dude, that's
Yeah.
a good way to put
Feel
it.
Like the rush of endorphins.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, well,
I feel like you everything that you do to build up to it it's okay and it feels good, like, and you're like, okay, this was worth it. Like,
Yeah.
once you're up there and you feel that feeling. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure when you guys write a song and you guys finish it, or when you finish the EP, you guys were like, damn, all of this was fucking.
Oh, yeah.
was
yeah.
worth it.
Like how do you
Yeah,
guys feel when you guys
exactly.
like write a good joke? Like when
Exactly.
you know you nail something.
Okay, so I can talk to this about one of his jokes. So me, him, and another comedian, Jake Otero, we were in here, and he's sober, but me and you got stoned as shit, and we were writing together, and we were talking about it was one of his fat jokes that wasn't that great.
Yeah,
We were
so
just
I
trying
have
to.
this joke where I'm like, when I sit down, I didn't realize I was that fat. So I sit down on my penis, it goes back inside my body. That's
But-
all I had. That's all
Yeah,
I had.
and then we started, and it turned to like a roast session about how fat he is. But then it was like, oh wait, no, we have. There's something here, and it just like it came in this like stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And then again, I don't want to. You know what my favorite punchline is of yours?
So I'm like, I get into it, and I'm like, at the end, I'm like, yeah, you ever been fucked by your own dick? Everyone just fucked. That's when it hits. And I would have never had that like without sitting with them,
Without the improv
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and
us thinking about it. But the feeling, I didn't even tell the joke to anyone yet. Just the feeling of us writing it.
We got
and coming
something
up
here.
with it, and us looking at each other like
Laughing your asses
Yeah.
off.
Like it was
Yeah.
that, and then
Same thing.
then
Yeah,
I have a
it's the same
joke
thing.
because I talk about because I'm still Christian, but I talk about growing up in a Christian household.
Yeah.
and then it devolves eventually into a Catholic church doing a lock. You know what a lock-in is? You ever do a lock-in as a kid, like for your church?
I heard you tell this joke.
Yeah. So it's like a lock-in. We're like, wait, like no jokes, but what it was like they would have us all at a church, and they would lock us into the church and like
this
watch.
is a Catholic thing.
No. This is like a Christian thing, right?
okay.
So Catholics do it too, I'm sure. But like they lock us into the church and we like just play games or we like watch movies, like a sleepover at the church, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
But there's people in at every audience I've told this joke to where I'm like they've all done a lock-in, right?
Yeah.
But then I talk about it, but then it devolves like, what if the Catholics did a lock-in? But then what if the Catholics, because like and this happened to me where like it was at Sagebrush where they had a lot of money and they did a lock-in at the Natural History Museum. So like, what if the Catholics did that? And then it turned. I need to write this joke more because it was actually pretty good. I did it at his show, and it actually did pretty well. This whole scenario, but like it turned into this whole thing about like these horny Catholic priests running around with their dicks out, chasing preteens around a natural history museum, and then how the preteens are doing like Home Alone traps to kill the priests. They're dropping a pterodactyl replica onto a priest, or they're like trapping them in a hole.
How do you get there, dude? That's
Just
You gotta dig deep.
fucking
Bro.
wild to me,
It's funny
man.
because if you just have like the right minds in the room, he's like, yeah, like imagine one of them's walking around swinging their rosary, and I'm like, anal beads.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yep.
and then he's like, rosaries turn into anal beads real quick.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
That's the same thing. It feels like what Greg was saying when someone plays a riff that's just like, oh, that's fucking
shit
sweet.
rips.
Yeah. Like that's how we felt with this whole EP when Greg was bringing all his songs in. Like that's another thing. Like since this is Greg's first podcast with you, bro. Like I just want to point out, Greg joined the band in July, and between July and now, we wrote
an EP.
not only
Yeah.
EP.
So
four other songs.
the only song that Greg didn't really like have the majority like writing part in is probably Other Side, right?
The last
Yeah,
song.
the last
Johnny's
song.
Other
EP.
Side is Johnny's song.
Yeah.
And so Johnny came to us with that, and we were like, "Fuck yeah! Like this will be perfect to kind of close out the EP because it's like kind of like a slow, vibey kind of song." But
then
yeah,
we-
dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, we got
What
so
it-
much done since like it's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot to ask you about this. Okay, so you have how do you ignore this? You had Josie.
Oh
You had,
Yeah.
you had,
Let's talk about
you
it.
had your very first. Yeah, we got a little. I think we got to close about 8:15. Yeah, you have a little bit of time.
Okay.
So, okay, you had your first feature.
Yeah.
On any Slum song, and it's Josie, and she's a great fucking music, and it's public on there. Fucking yeah, it's Leroy's chick, but she's a incredibly
She's awesome, man.
talented
She's so
vocalist.
fucking good.
Like,
So good.
Like if you suck at what you're doing, like instrumentally, dude, she'll make you sound weird.
I remember,
Instrumentally.
like, I forget what show I was at, but you texted me and you're like, "Hey man, we're all gonna go see the Mangoes at Launchpad. You should come around." I had never seen the Mangoes before. I didn't know. I knew who they were, but I just like it wasn't. It's not. And I've told them it's like not really my music, like funk and like really like fast paced, not jazz, but like just like funky music. It's not really my shit, but like I'll go see them. Whatever. It's like a $5.
They're talented, man.
I have a $5 cover. I went. I was like, "What? These musicians are crazy."
Yeah.
And then she just started belting out fucking choir shit, and I was like, "Oh my
They're really good.
God!" Like she's
insane.
beyond talented. Your first feature, she killed it on some Paramore
She sounds
shit.
good on some rock shit, bro.
She killed
she
it.
crushed it.
So why introduce a feature on your first EP, first of all? And then second of all, I just have to ask, are there plans for future features? Because I've got like 3 in my brain ready to go.
Really?
I'll let you
Yeah, I'd
answer
love
this,
to hear
Evan.
him.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that well, we brought her in because she's amazing. first of all.
She's fucking great.
And then, so part of it was because half of the EP was already kind of written, and it was like a majority like me, and then like so there were 2 songs where it was just me. So we wanted to like mix that up and wanted to get like more dynamic into the whole EP. And then once one of the songs was recorded, which was only me, Leroy was like, all right, let's get like some other people on it. And then obviously Josie was like the first choice.
Yeah.
So we
She's
picked
a vocal coach, right? For you and Leroy?
not so
like
much
beforehand?
anymore
Okay,
ever
but-
since
but
it
beforehand,
got,
right?
Yeah, ever since they mixed the waters. But
Stupid.
but yeah, so Josie was like, I feel like an obvious choice for us.
Yeah.
You know, like she has a very like, not I would say Paramore sounding. I mean, that's what we were going for. Yeah, but
she
we,
brings like an Oklahoma kind of vibe. to-
yeah, but
to
we were
the
going
music.
for like a Paramore thing, you know,
Yeah,
and
that's
she
what- yeah.
fit that perfectly.
She already
she did
covers
great.
Misery Business.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say Misery Business
Yeah.
was that song that she killed it.
Yeah.
Every
She
time.
murders.
She's done like 3 covers with us already. So it was like a good.
She kills it. They kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill it. You guys-
And so yeah, it was just another opportunity to mix up the EP of like just giving more sounds. And yeah, I mean it was I would say in the future, yeah, we could have some more
And
some
so-
more features from her.
And
for
with
sure.
her specific song, the choice to make her the first vocalist was bold, but it worked.
You think so?
It worked so fucking well.
Nice.
Well, because you would think that, like, because with a lot of features, they're like the second verse.
Yeah, that's what we're
Because
talking
you're like,
about.
Yep.
because
I see
you're
what
waiting, because
saying.
the
Yeah,
lead.
she's the first verse
Yeah,
that kicks off the song.
she's the person that makes it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
bold.
Yeah.
Because that could have flopped. Let's be real. Like, that could have
Yeah.
flopped hard.
And we weren't sure because in practice we play so fucking loud that at practice you can't hear vocals for
At all.
shit. So she came
This is
and she
true.
like
Yeah.
sang her like chorus or whatever, and we were like, we think it sounds good. So we went to the studio and she fucking sang it and it fucking turned out great.
Greg's
But-
mind was blown when she
Yeah.
was in the studio, dude. She just
Yeah,
nailed it.
I
2
lost my
takes.
mind, dude, when I heard her fucking wail. I don't
Normally,
Yeah.
I hate women, but wait a minute. This one.
Yeah, dude.
This one's got talent.
She crushed it.
Why
Sorry.
not get as many different ears on it as you can? Like you guys tap
Oh,
into
yeah.
a whole new fan base
Mhm.
that she has just by
Exactly.
Dude, everyone loves Josie,
Yeah.
man. So it's a no-brainer for us to definitely put her on one of our songs
Yeah.
too, because she's gonna crush it. I mean, that's like a guarantee.
And also, I
it's
feel
low risk for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like she sounds good on some rock shit with us.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a cool, different taste
Yeah,
of what she can
for
do.
sure.
For sure.
She has this whole other side.
And it's just,
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to get old having a strong female voice over some already strong instrumentals.
Yeah.
That's never going to get old.
Right.
And it was cool how Nevin and Leroy's voices still played in the song with
Yeah.
her. Like
Yeah.
they all complemented each other. It's not like it was just a Josie song. Like Leroy has a verse, and then Nevin comes in on the bridge, and they harmonize. It was like, this is fucking tight.
Yeah,
It was
great.
It was fucking great.
Yeah.
It's
And
fun.
that song was supposed to be, that riff for that song was supposed to be the
Oh,
bridge
yeah,
of
that's
another
right.
song.
True. Yeah.
So-
it was supposed to be
yeah.
for
Stay Down.
Stay Down.
So
Yeah.
the first song on the EP,
The
Stay Down.
the intro for Counterfeit was supposed to be the bridge for the song "Stay Down."
Yeah.
the first song on the track on the fucking
No
EP.
shit.
Yeah, and then we heard it
And
at
then-
practice, and Toby was like,
Dude,
That's a
hot
song.
take. Hot take.
Yeah.
That's a completely different song, dude. We gotta do something
I
like
didn't
that.
want to say anything because like Greg had just joined the band and like that was a fucking sick part. And I didn't want to be like telling him what to play, or to make it a new song because he wrote it for that song. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna piss him off, but I was like, dude, I think this.
But that
should
was
be
a good choice.
A new song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it definitely worked out.
worked
And now
out.
we love the bridge too for "Stay Down"
Yeah.
too, so it works out.
So
Like
are there
that.
plans for, like, you don't have to say who or anything, but are there plans for, like, future features with you guys?
I don't know. I mean, Josie obviously.
You mean recording wise?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, we haven't got that far.
I don't
yet.
know. If we need any screams, fucking Manny is
I was
going
gonna
to
say, so like Manny is fucking, he's great.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
That guy's very, and he's obviously the.
Should we say? Can we say?
I won't spoil it, but he's
gonna be on
gonna be
stage
on the
with us.
show,
Good.
and he's gonna scream
Because he has
some
the ability,
fucking-
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah,
very
he's gonna
good.
rip some
I'm
shit.
waiting for you guys to like, and I'm not. This is not a knock on you guys. This is not a knock on your ability. This is just acknowledging how fucking crazy talented Avenged Sevenfold is. I'm waiting for you guys to do Avenged Sevenfold so that Manny can get on there and do, especially like their older stuff. You're
Yeah.
looking at me kind of weird,
No,
Dude,
no,
I was actually
just because you're gonna love it.
Is it?
No, hey,
Can I guess?
don't
Can I-
tell him the
wait,
song.
Can I guess the
no,
song?
You can
guess.
one.
Take a guess.
You get 3 guesses.
Okay, is it
Yeah.
okay? So this doesn't count, but is it off of Waking the Fallen?
It's not an Avenged Sevenfold song,
Oh, okay. I don't. Oh, okay.
but you will know.
A Day to Remember?
no.
is in the same genre.
It's you're close.
But what screams? It's like still pop punk. Linkin Park, right?
Yeah. That's it.
One Step Closer.
Oh my.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, there we go. Because I'm thinking about the
God
whole.
damn it.
Yeah, and I'm about to brag like that whole shit. Yeah, but so Manny is fucking crazy. So I would love to see you guys cover Avenged eventually because they're so talented and so crazy up there.
Yeah.
That would be nuts.
Greg got me into them.
But, yeah, they're fucking amazing.
Fucking badass.
They're in my top 3 of like just ever existing.
We're also covering Unholy, bro.
No shit.
Not just fucking-
I was like, no, you're not.
One day, dude.
Like, no,
One day
fuck-
we will.
But that was a great song.
Yeah, it's a great
Right,
song.
Like that, chapter 4, all of that. So anyway, so Manny, obviously having him on a feature would be fucking crazy. Amanda from Red Light Cameras would be nuts, and then Sam from Savings.
Yeah,
that would be fucking great. Just to cross, because I would say that Savings and you guys are in your genre are the not only the best, but just the top in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So to cross streams like that and like join forces, that would be great for both of you.
that would be cool,
Yeah.
man. That would be fun.
Dude, it was crazy for this whole EP because I was thinking mainly for Josie's song, like how we came in, like we have the whole instrumental like ready to go, done. Like the song's gonna be good, right? But then we have to wait for vocals, you know, and
Yeah.
that's like arguably vocals are like the most important part of the song, you know, and so like if it's not it, then the song's fucked, you know, and so like half of the EP was like waiting like just to make sure like everyone liked the vocals, the melody, all that kind of stuff, and so that is a big part of like how everything goes.
Yeah.
Because like if the vocals aren't
That's huge,
good.
bro. If the vocals suck in a song, the song sucks.
Well, think about it
Doesn't
like
matter
this.
how good your riffs
Yep.
are.
Bands
True.
get redefined when the lead singer gets changed.
Yeah.
Bands all the
Completely.
time have like a drummer come in and out, guitarist, whatever. But if the vocalist changes, the whole band changes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the vocalist, the lead singer, is the person who's delivering your message, delivering your sound. And if you change that, you change like Slipknot and they are notorious for all the band members that are getting
Especially
changed.
drummers.
Let's put it that way. Yeah,
Quote,
they're
unquote.
getting changed, right? Getting fired. So, but if
Oh,
you,
I
but
thought
if
you
you
meant trans change.
but if you change out Corey Taylor,
Right.
completely
different
different
band.
band.
Like if you change James Hetfield out of Metallica, it's not.
they might get better. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I fuck with James.
No, he's great. No, he's great. If you get rid of Lars, maybe I could have had all their albums off of LimeWire when I was a fucking middle schooler.
when
Who
you
knows?
didn't have a job yet.
Yes. All right. So before we get out of here, one last time, the show on Friday, when, where, and what time, and then how can everyone find you on all social media platforms?
So we're gonna be at Sister Bar. Doors open, I think, at 7. First band at 8. We're gonna be on at 10. Lost in Memory, and we got Right On Kid for the show. They're gonna be fucking sick. The EP comes out Friday, 10 o'clock Mountain Time.
Yep.
So what was your other question?
Just find you guys on social media.
Yeah, just Instagram's our main thing. Just Slums of Harvard. Check us out there. TikTok is what we're trying to get up on, so check that out. But that's our main platform.
And then bring up their YouTube one more time.
Yeah, check out our new music video. T Baby killed that shit. Go give him a follow.
And Spotify.
And Spotify.
Yeah, so go find them. Your YouTube is just Slums of Harvard, right?
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
crazy about it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You gotta bring it. It's cool. I'll put it in the description. The description will have all of their perfect. We'll have all of their social media platforms. This is their music video. Go stream it right now. And you have one more video coming out.
Yes.
Right?
Stay down. Stay down. We're
Cool.
going to be putting out a video, I think in January is the plan.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And one more music video coming out.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, listen, boys.
Hell yeah.
Hell
You're
yeah,
fucking
bro.
great.
Thanks for having us, man.
Dude, great to have you guys back. Great to have you on for the first time. And
Good combo.
AJ, thank you
Yes,
again.
thank you, AJ.
Thanks, bro.
for saving this podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching, and we will see you next time. Bye,
Hell
everybody.
yeah.
Sweet.
Later.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah.